or anything, it had all the callbacks to the old movie, and I guess if you had just never seen that, maybe you wouldn't understand it. But
no, it had too many callbacks. It had too many callbacks. I mean, it was definitely there to make you feel old, make you feel nostalgic, and nonstop callbacks, which some people enjoyed. Some people liked having the nonstop callbacks. I would say if you didn't like it and you thought the second act was cheesy, I wouldn't disagree. But again, I don't know what you were expecting watching it and thinking it was going to be anything other than that. Overall, I give it a 1 out of 1. It passed the test. It really felt like an infomercial for PGA at times, the PGA Tour and golf. Felt like it was there just to kind of put them over. I will say, I don't really know if it's a spoiler alert or not, but I would say that I come out of it feeling like Tiger Woods is a loser, or Tiger Woods is a loser of the events of the movie release. I don't know what made him think that he didn't have to do a cameo, because it felt like any other golfer that mattered, past or present, did a cameo.
Yeah, Shooter McGavin was in it.
Like if Jack Nicklaus could be bothered to be there doing a cameo, you would think that Tiger Woods could be bothered to show up. But I did go back and watch the first one yesterday just to check to see if it holds up, and it does. It does. And watching the second one didn't affect how I enjoyed the first one at all, so that was nice.
I enjoyed all the celebrity appearances. I mean, there were countless. I mean, of course, the classics who were there or who are no longer. Like they paid tribute to those guys, but then you had Ben Stiller coming back. You had Scotty Scheffler. You had all the modern golfers and like podcast people, like Bobby Lee was in it randomly. I mean, it just a lot of just drop in. John Daly has a pretty good role in it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, that was it. It was just fun. Fun is what we were going for there.
That's all I expected.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't disagree. I think, again, if you had any expectations for an Adam Sandler Netflix only release built around 30 years of nostalgia, that's kind of on you. All right, well, Bubba's in the building. We'll get set up. Try to get over in my seat, get everything pulled up, get talking about sports, get you up to speed. I got the video fired up. We will try to get reset and restarted here on this Monday morning. Stick with us. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
When Rocky Top hit rock bottom.
Multiple reports now that UT is in the process of hiring Greg Schiano as its next football coach.
A fan base's livelihood flashed before its eyes.
I mean, if there's anything inside you that still cares about the university, get down to campus right now and make your voice heard.
And then we said enough is enough.
John Reed is on the steps of the training center, and he's rallying the troops with a bullhorn.
Hell no, Schiano! Hell no, Schiano!
From the ashes, we rose up, the fan base that started a revolution, and the station that led the charge.
Getting reports from within the athletic department that the deal is off. Pretty connected guy saying the deal is off. That was a direct quote.
When the time came, you were ready.
We are starting a revolution that says we're not going to take this shit from you anymore.
For the fans that refuse to settle.
We have successfully shut this down today.
This is Fox Sports Knoxville.
We are the caretakers now.
FanRun Radio.
a brand built in Tennessee and born from the we've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a whole.
Do you know that we can help you move anywhere in the United States? It's real simple. We'll drop a container off at the location you tell us to bring it to. You pack up your valuable possessions at your leisure. They stay safe, and when you're ready, call us. We'll pick up the container and give a scheduled date of when furniture and the other possessions will be at your new home. So if you're moving across country or across town, be a Pack Rat. Join the Pack Rat family. Call Pack Rat right now for your free quote. See y'all later, Pack Rats.
Call 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. 800-965-1298. That's 800-965-1298.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth Only Fish vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome to the scene.
Is the story of the day here on this Monday morning?
Story of the day. It's football. For me, we're getting closer. A lot of teams getting going today, including the Vols.
No. Not yet. Wednesday, I believe, right?
Wednesday?
I believe so. That is when Tennessee put out their graphic saying Wednesday, saying 1 week away from getting started. So Wednesday is the target date there for the Vols.
Well, this week is when we're getting started. And I would have thought you start a week on a Monday typically. I would have thought maybe
I'd hope so. I need you to get your week started. Are you all right? Did you have a long weekend?
I'm fine. I had a fine weekend. The mood though for me is, it's football season. That's where we're at. We've turned the corner in my world. So as of about last Tuesday, I was in football mode. We only got 3 more days of July, and then you're going to really feel it.
I will say July is trying to go out with a bang here. July trying to make you trying to make you feel her on the way out with all this damn heat. We waited. We had a good run where it felt pretty moderate. It felt pretty manageable. Felt like it wasn't that bad. Felt like we had a pretty long spring. But, yeah, now they are back.
Well, it's gonna, I mean, we're gonna dip down a little bit this week, back down to the 80s, which will be nice. Rain in the forecast, of course, every day for the foreseeable future here for the next week or so. But we're gonna dip back down a little bit in the 80s, which will be good. It won't be 104 when you get in the car, so that'll be a nice change of pace. But then we'll get more heat because, hey, that's the way it works. And it's summertime. Have we had the longest day of the year yet? I do always enjoy this time of the year around this part of the country just because it's like 9 o'clock and it's still light outside, which is nice.
Longest day of the year is like the summer equinox, right? Or the summer solstice.
Yeah, but
I mean, that's like June.
So that's already done. So we're going the other way now.
Yeah. That was in June, I'm pretty sure.
It always seems like in July to me, the sunset is, well, it says 8:44 p.m. So it'll still be dusk at 9 o'clock, but I always love that.
The first big question of fall camp is Boo Carter. And, Josh Heupel will address the media ahead of fall camp. So you'll have your answers before you actually get out on the practice field, which, by the way, Deion Sanders and his medical team addressing the media today out in Colorado. He's been dealing with some medical ailments, and I think we get some type of answer, some type of update there as he is set to address the media. I don't know if you have your doctor come out and tell everybody you're sick and going to miss the season, or that you're going to step away just right here when fall camp starts. Feels like that's something that you would have done before now. Maybe they come out and say he's sick, but he's going to work through it. Maybe they're going to say, hey, he was sick, he's not sick anymore. I don't know, but I thought that was interesting from the weekend. Just kind of might have slid under your radar, but Deion Sanders going to address the media today with his doctors.
Deion going to pull his Urban Meyer card?
I don't know, because it doesn't feel right to compare the two. Although, like, the jokes are going to be there about Deion if he just takes his ball and goes home right before the season when he realizes, hey, I don't have Shedeur Sanders, I don't have Travis Hunter, this isn't as fun anymore.
Right.
People are going to make fun of him. But I will say Deion has had a long checkered history of health, especially over the last couple of years. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen his foot, but like he's got some blood vein issues that almost cost him his whole entire foot. It cost him like 3 toes.
Yeah, the diabetes.
No, I don't think it was diabetes. I think it's just like a vein issue. It's some hereditary disorder he has, like with blood clots that killed 2 members of his family. So I think he's got some legitimate scares there. I don't think it's just diabetes, but yeah, again, he almost lost his foot/leg. I mean, he's talked about his medical issues. Even at Big 12 media days, they were talking about his medical issues, and he keeps talking about how much weight he's lost this offseason because of them. So I will say I think it's a little bit different than Urban, just, oh, my chest hurts now that I don't have Tim Tebow anymore. But I do think that's how many people will take it if he does say something's wrong with him.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like he's kind of set the stage for it, but, it may just be his health, but the timing of it will not be good for him if he does step away. But I mean, we don't know that he's stepping away.
No, it's very strange, but my interest is piqued when it comes to what he's going to say. He is a relevant coach. I don't know if the program's relevant, but he's a relevant coach and one of the biggest names in the sport of my lifetime as a 35-year-old. Like, he's been one of the biggest names of the sport pretty much my entire life.
He's probably the most interesting name in college football. in terms of coaches, if not at the top, at the very, top 3, top 5, just in terms of guys who are going to make headlines.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think 3 to 5 is playing it conservative.
Yeah, I mean, he might even be number 1 just in terms of that. His program's never going to be at the top, but he as a coach will always be interesting as long as he's there.
Well, yeah, the question is, and the question that's always been asked is, how long is he going to be there? And no one's really had that answer. I don't know if people thought he was going to jump ship and take a new job whenever Shedeur and Travis Hunter left. He flirted with the NFL. It didn't seem like it really came calling. He never quite got that Cowboys offer. Florida State hasn't come open. But, yeah, maybe his health is going to answer those questions for us. So we'll keep you posted on that here on FanRun Radio throughout the day.
Well, he's made Colorado more interesting than they've been in my lifetime. So they'll go back to being, if he's not able to coach there anymore, they'll go back to being pretty much irrelevant, the way I see it.
Josh Heupel doesn't rank really on the interesting level nationwide, so I don't expect him to really say anything groundbreaking. When you look at some of the social media stuff from the weekend, it does seem like the number 1 quarterback has emerged when you had other team leaders kind of gassing up Joey Aguilar's little photo shoot. And I will say he kind of looks like a buff Garantano. He kind of looks like a Tennessee quarterback.
If that's the one that comes to mind, yeah.
Well,
He was a Tennessee quarterback.
Well, that's the one he looked like. He looked like a buffer version of Garantano, so maybe it just looks like a natural fit. But gotta say, he looks good.
I saw where his mom retweeted our little TikTok.
She's online.
Yeah, Lydia. Bubba loves some Lydia Aguilar.
Can't just call it a TikTok, by the way. We put it on all platforms. Putting it as
our multi-platform video reel.
Yeah, calling it a TikTok makes it sound dismissive. It's just a video cutout, is what I call them.
Yeah, well, she liked it, that's really what we were going for, right? I mean, you know, if you can get that Lydia Aguilar retweet, it's not even a retweet anymore. What do they call it now? Repost. I guess just repost.
Yeah, someone else in the family got it as well, which, you know, the family's online, which is good for now.
Yeah, that's not going to be good once he throws his first couple of picks. That's we need to try to get ahead of that. So somebody needs to try to brace her for that, just to let her know to not take it personally, because people are going to be really saying some crazy things. That's typically the way it goes. That's going to happen.
Bubba, you think you can get in touch with her and kind of get her braced and get her shielded from this firestorm that would come? Think you can do that? That can be your off-season task. Go and just slide her a message on Facebook and just say, hey, you know, I'm professional. I work in the media. I'm here to kind of let you know how the fan base works a little bit. Or you know, and then
these people are absolutely nuts.
Some people are mean. Just don't get online. And the good news is, you know, the parents almost always are at the game, enjoying the game whenever the games are going on. So maybe they don't get hit over the head with the negativity during the moment. And I would have a rule that if things went bad, things went poorly, I wouldn't get online the next day.
Well, what we need is to make sure she feels the love. You got to make sure that the love part is emphasized more than, and that outweighs the negativity. You know, Jemai Mashak, his mom, she was very much online. Mama Mashak. But I think she felt the love.
It got contentious.
It did. I know it did.
When you had, you know, the basketball lineup people coming after Jemai Mashak, the basketball spreadsheet people looking and saying, oh, what about his shooting percentage, his true shooting percentage?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's really not a good comparison because it's going to be so much bigger for the quarterback of the football team.
Yeah.
It's going to be, living and dying with every throw, and that's just the way it's going to be.
But
So,
you are right though. I mean, like Mama Meshack was very online, and it went fairly well. Like, I mean, I think she, to her credit, I think should be the case study for other athlete moms. Now, like you said, she's not dealing with the quarterback or dealing with the guy that's supposed to be doing all the buckets, but like getting all the buckets and leading the team. But she handled both the good and bad with class and a team first mentality. And I think understood that, like, hey, this comes along with the territory. You're going to have some negativity, but the positivity is going to outweigh it. She actually did handle it with grace, and she was online, but I think it was an endearing online thing. She was very, very sweet when it came to the team, when it came to Rick Barnes. And I thought it was nice the way she repped her son and the way she was always interacting with the fans.
I thought so too. Another family member who was very much online was Big Nick Iamaleava, and it did not turn out so well there. I hope Lydia Aguilar decides to stay offline this fall. It's tough to do, but it's a real spotlight when you're the quarterback at Tennessee. That could be a tough gig.
It is a tough gig. It is a tough gig.
Unless you just come out and you're Hendon Hooker, and then everything will be fine.
Thing about the Hendon Hooker thing is that people forget it took him 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
People forget the first year didn't go so great. It was a good year. No blimp at most times, but it wasn't like he hit the ground running.
He also had lower expectations that first year. It was just kind of nobody thought the 2021 Vols were going to do a lot. This year, the expectation, you could say it's lower than it was last year, given the offseason maybe, but it still ain't real low. Like we're competing for, I think we hope to be in playoff contention from an optimistic side. So like the expectation is not as low as it was in 2021.
That's definitely true. Yeah, I mean, I was sitting here thinking about the expectations for this season, but no matter how you slice it, they are higher than they were in 2021.
Yeah, like some people may expect a little bit of a step back this year, but I think everybody's like worst case end of the world scenario is 8-4 if everything goes very badly. Whereas in 2021, you're just, hey, let's we get to a bowl game, year one, yeah, that's fine. You need to be at least 2 wins, better than that at a minimum, it feels like. So to call it a decent year. So it's not going to be easy.
That is the biggest position battle. But again, at this point, it doesn't feel like a battle. It feels like the team, when you had Arion Carter coming out and sharing Joey Aguilar on Instagram and his photo shoot, it did scream like QB1. Now, maybe I will admit I didn't stay on his profile the entire time, but I didn't see anybody share with me him doing it for the other quarterback. So if he did, forget what I said. But I saw him share Aguilar, and I said, yep, to me, that's telling.
I expect the starter to be named within 2 weeks of fall camp. Might even be sooner than that, but that was kind of my baseline for when Heupel said there was going to be a quarterback competition, at media days. That's what we discussed is if it lasts, roughly 4 weeks, you have a starter halfway in. Give the other guys a fair shot, but I think we kind of know what's coming.
At this point, I hope it's after the first week.
1 week in?
at this point, like I don't think it'll happen because I think you'll have like, hey, we got to get him into a scrimmage first and see how that goes. You know, we got to get him in there. We got to give both guys a shot in these full team scrimmages to run and show what they can do. So like I think that is ultimately what happens, but yeah, personally, I would like it to happen sooner. I think it's a statement of confidence at this point. It's like I think, again, the fans have a pretty good idea. The fans have a pretty good idea who QB1 is, but to go ahead and give him that stamp of approval and hopefully kind of give him that extra boost of confidence and maybe that extra shot in the arm when it comes to handling the team and being a leader, right? And actually getting to be a leader.
What do you put the percentage on that will be surprised? Like everybody thinks it's Aguilar, but actually, no, Jake Merklinger has won the job. What percentage you give that? 10%?
Yeah, that's fair. 10% is fine with me.
That's how it feels.
90-10, maybe a little steep, but like it does feel that way. Like you said, it has trended to where I would have said after he got here that it was 60-40 the moment you brought him in here, that he was going to be the guy that ends up winning the job. I don't think I ever really dropped below 60% confidence that he was going to be the starting quarterback. But now, as fall camp is here and, you know, you've had some hypo comments, you've had some player comments, you've had some behind-the-scenes team-building leadership stuff.
The stuff from Kitzelman about how he's you know, he was saying at media days how the team has fully embraced him. Like he's best friends with everybody and everybody loves him. Like,
and I've heard that from people behind the scenes too. It's just that like he has been, they're like, hey, I'm not sure he's going to be any good. Like, hey, don't take this as if he's going to be like as good as everybody hopes, but he at least is a leader that the teammates like. Like he is not somebody that's came in here and struggled to get acclimated. He is somebody that's came here and embraced the opportunity and embraced his teammates like 100%. And that was a question we had, right? Because the 10% or 40%, whatever percentage you gave Merklinger, it was because of relationships and, you know, time spent around the team and time spent in the playbook. It seemed pretty quickly that Joey erased that gap when it came to the teammates, especially.
Now, when they say that, don't take it as he's going to be as good as we thought. Is that just that you mean that's unknown at this point, or?
Yes. Yeah, not that they say he sucks. No.
Yeah, they're not saying that in a negative way.
I mean, you can only learn so much watching guys throw against air. You know what I mean? You can only learn so much watching guys go through some workouts and training. Like, I think you've got to see everything come together and coalesce, but you also have to see how he handles SEC football. Like, you could do anything at App State. You could drop, you know, Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, whatever great college quarterback from the past, like Baker Mayfield at Texas Tech. He's kind of got a Baker vibe to him if you look at his like build and the way he kind of looks in his uniform, which, you know, I don't think he's going to be as good as Baker Mayfield, but that's kind of the vibe I got looking at it.
I'd take that.
But
I'd like that in.
You know, all those guys, you still had to wait to see what they did when they played SEC football.
Well, yeah, and with the fall camp opening up too, like, you know, those first few days will be just probably helmets and shoulder pads. Like, you're not even going to see them in full pads for a few days.
No, and like you're going to see very controlled stuff from him from practice anyways, like whenever they actually do get in pads. Like,
yeah, they're not going to let the defensive lineman, you know, bury him in the backfield.
Well, that plus we're not going to actually like see any of it. Like, the media is not really going to get to watch. Like, there'll be the scrimmage that you get some highlights from, but like even that isn't going to fill. He could go out there and throw a perfect 12 of 12 and 170 yards and do whatever, but we're still going to say, hey, okay, let's do it in a game. And then even if he comes out on August 30th and does it against Syracuse, we'll say, okay, that's cool. Do it against Georgia in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that'll be the first big test. You know, I mean, Syracuse will be a big test, like just for getting an idea of what we've got. But even if that goes pretty smoothly, I mean, you're right. It'll still take a couple weeks for us to really know. Georgia will be the measuring stick there.
All right, let's go to break. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
It's meaning LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan if you lose money due to identity theft. Let LifeLock help protect your financial info, so all you have to worry about is what you do with your tax refund. Go to LifeLock.com, save up to 25% off your first year. The promo code is HERD, promo code HERD, to save up to 25% off your first year. LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
White Claw is taking hard seltzer to new heights with White Claw Surge. At 8% alcohol, White Claw Surge is a stronger wave of refreshment that doesn't compromise on taste. Available in 4 bold waves of flavor like ripe blackberry, citrusy blood orange, zesty natural lime, and tart.
Bubba, we ain't heard from you yet this morning. How are you, my friends?
Glad to be kicking above dirt.
I don't know if you can kick below dirt.
I feel like you could if you were in a coffin. If
Yeah,
you're still alive, and you could kick the top of the coffin.
Okay.
You'd only have so much room to work with, though, I feel like. I never want to be buried alive in a coffin, though.
Maybe the greatest fear possible, honestly. Maybe the absolute worst thing that could happen to a person.
Being stranded out in the middle of the ocean, I feel like is pretty scary.
I think buried alive is...
Watching your favorite team lose in the national championship, I feel like pretty scary. Or watching them just go 0-12 or whatever.
It wasn't that bad. I watched the Titans last year. They weren't very good. That wasn't that bad. Just close your eyes, bro. Turn the TV off.
I think I would rather be stranded in the ocean than buried alive. I would at least maybe find a way to hopefully get eaten by a shark.
I think you just let go and drown.
Is that possible, though?
Yeah, in the ocean. It's so hard to stay up that, like, I mean, I know what you mean, though, like your body just giving up. That's fine. But, like, the ocean on one hand would be a little bit more traumatizing because I think that you are hoping and praying that eventually, like, a plane or another boat comes up and you can get spotted and get saved.
I think waking up in a coffin.
Oh yeah, if you're just waking up, yeah. Like if you wake up and you're just completely disoriented on top of it, that maybe takes it to a different level, I guess.
And the insanity of it, like, first of all, you accept the fact that you're going to starve to death, but the claustrophobia of it all, like just literally having no way out, just packed under 6 feet of dirt.
I don't think you die from starving. I think what's funny, I don't think that's what happens. I think you just eventually run out of oxygen. There's a finite number of amount of oxygen that's in the container, and eventually you do just kind of suffocate, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. That's how you would go. It wouldn't be starvation.
I hate that you woke up in a coffin. The first thing you thought of is when is lunch.
Yeah,
I hate that for you.
Yeah. Well, you would be hungry probably.
Just all the screaming. Somebody help! Does anybody hear me? Where am I?
It'd just be
help!
No one would even hear it. You might as well just lay there in silence. I think the claustrophobic part too would be like having no room to move.
No, yeah. I would take the open waters 10 times out of 10.
Would you rather wake up buried alive in a coffin or be tortured? Because I'd say that's probably the two worst.
Tortured how?
The worst way imaginable. Like they keep you alive, but you just experience so much pain.
Like where they're like cutting your fingers off and like twisting stuff on you, and
you're drawn and quartered.
Yeah, that'd be pretty tough.
I mean, just think of any kind of torture. I don't know which would be. I almost think I'd rather be tortured.
I think being buried alive is being tortured in a different sense, though. Like I think it is psychological torture as well,
which may be the worst kind.
We're dying either way. Like for sure, like there's no way out. You're just dying either way.
The only thing you could hope if you're buried alive is that they buried you with your favorite knife. You had a nice long dagger you could just jam into your throat.
I feel like the important thing is realizing how did you end up in the coffin to be buried alive, and how did you end up in a situation where you're being, against your will? Like, did some guys from a van, kidnap you to torture you, or did you just magically fall into a open coffin one day, or is it like you had a health event that put you in that position, and then just wake up gasping for air inside this coffin? Because then at that point, the health event could happen again and then just put you under. But if you're just like doing some bad stuff to get tortured, you're part of a huge like scheme or something like that.
I kind of watched a movie like that yesterday, actually. Like it wasn't a coffin, but it was he gets trapped in a car. He gets trapped in a car. He's a low-life, no-good thief, a real scoundrel. It's one of the Skarsgård, Bill, the guy that plays It, Nosferatu. It's him. He's running around, a real low-life. Ain't got no money. A scammer, a schemer. Needs $500 to get his van out so he can go pick up his daughter and be a delivery driver. But he's real down on his luck, Bubba. But he keeps breaking into cars. He keeps trying to like look into cars and break into cars. And then he finds like this really, really nice SUV that's open. Boom. Then he gets in. Spoiler alert. They say it in the description of the movie. Spoiler alert. He's in a bait car. It's a trap. Boom. Old ass Anthony Hopkins has set him up. So he gets in this car and it's completely proof to where he can't get out. He can't do anything. No one can see him. No one can hear him. And he is essentially kind of stuck in a coffin as Anthony Hopkins kind of tortures him both physically and psychologically. Like, hey, I'm going to turn, the seat's got things that zap you, electrocute you a little bit. They give you a little shock like an electric fence. hey, we're going to roll up on your daughter here, and I'm going to pretend like I'm going to run her over. That type of psychological torture. So that is kind of like the movie I watched yesterday. I still don't know if I liked it or if it was any good or not, but it was interesting enough. It was original enough, and I did just keep thinking, man, it's kind of cool Anthony Hopkins is still able to be in movies and act at his age, but like he was only on screen for like 5 minutes. His voice was doing most of the work, which he's got a great voice.
Would you not be able to like break a window out?
No, it was proofed. It was like bulletproof glass. It was, like I don't know. He was trying to kick it and it wasn't working. He tried to shoot at the window and it ricocheted and went into his leg. Like it was a whole thing. He was trying to do all that. He just couldn't get out. So he was kind of stuck in a coffin of sorts.
Yeah. That would be not ideal.
I don't know if it was any good or not.
He didn't just unlock the door,
bro. They had the child safety on,
and the driver's seat.
Yeah, it was proofed up. It was. Have you ever watched Bait Car before? I mean, they do have these type of cars before. Have you guys ever watched that show before? It seemed really like predatory, but on the other hand, like they probably did catch some actual bad people. It felt like a little bit like entrapment, but like, hey, here's this nice car in this really poor neighborhood, and it's unlocked and running. And you'd have people walk up to it and look around like, oh my God, here's my payday. And they jump in, and then the car shuts down. And like you can't get out. And the cops pull up and say, what are you doing here? You're robbing people's cars. And then, sometimes they'd be like, oh, wait, this guy's actually like he's got a couple warrants out for his arrest. He is a predator. He is bad. He's a bad person. Boom, now he's in jail. I think good lawyers would probably get people off. They got one guy one time, though, and I don't know if it ended the show, but it was kind of like I think when everyone's like, this is not right. They actually like parked in front of the guy's driveway, and he got in to move it because he's like, I got to go to work. Like, I'm moving the car. And then they tried to like say he was robbing the car. Like, no, you're blocking the driveway. I got to go. I got to get in here and move this.
I got
like
places to be.
Yeah,
Man. I got stuff to do.
I'm trying to work. I got to get to practice to win a starting position. And they're like, well, sorry, sir, but you're in the car. It's not yours. Like, yeah, I know, but I was just moving it.
These walls ain't going to paint themselves, brother. I got to go. So they're trying to trap people. Entrapment. Yeah, I mean, that seems like entrapment but I don't know. I mean, if you just leave a car running on the side of the street, I mean, I guess it's still, you're stealing a car.
Yeah. And like it's entrapment. So again, I don't know if those like things held up, but they would at least sometimes find like people that had warrants out or were on probation that couldn't afford to get in this type of trouble.
Yeah.
But that's what the movie was. It was kind of this, like we're talking about, Bubba. Torture. It was torture and kind of just like psychological. And I was watching it and I was like, I still don't know if it's any good, but it is nice to see Anthony Hopkins because we ain't got too many movies with him left in it,
Yeah, I mean, he's well into his 90s. I don't know exactly how old he is, but he's pretty old.
Okay, 64% on Rotten Tomatoes. Not terrible. All right, that checks out. It felt like a movie that would be in the 60s when I was watching it. Skarsgård's great in it. I like that guy. He's a weird-looking cat, but I like him.
Worth watching, but nothing exceptional.
When I say worth watching, I enjoyed it from, again, like it was Sunday. I didn't have nothing to do. I was doing some work. It was kind of on in the background. I like Anthony Hopkins. I like Bill Skarsgård. It was interesting enough to put Hulu to use because I never really watch anything on Hulu, but I was watching this week's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and I was like, okay, here's this movie. I'll throw it on. I wouldn't tell people to go watch it because I like to say that my recommendations are carefully vetted. Like I would never tell you to go watch that because you'd be like, what the hell? Why did John waste my time? I don't watch a lot.
I like Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, no, but you don't watch a lot of movies.
No, not a lot. Just Happy Gilmore too.
Kind of like Big Game John. I only go to certain games. Like it's Big Movie Cody. He only watches
big movies. Yeah.
He only watches a couple movies. Like he still ain't watched Sinners. But
I almost did yesterday, but I was picking between it because I was on my HBO, and I was picking between it and the Billy Joel documentary, and I decided to finish the Billy Joel documentary, which I thought, by the way, was fantastic. If you like music, documentaries, stuff like that. It's worth a watch.
I've seen people say good things about it, but like, I watch a lot of movies. So if somebody gives me a movie rec, it's no skin off my hide. And I put it on. It's fine. I've watched way worse. But I don't want to go around telling people that only got time to watch like one movie a week, like, hey, watch this. The next thing I know, they've watched that. And they're like, why the hell would you tell me to watch that? That was boring.
Yeah, I might watch Sinners tonight, actually. It's I don't want to guarantee that I'll watch it tonight, but I'd say I'll get it done sometime this week.
Okay.
Because I'm back on the HBO. So I also noticed they got South Park on there, but they didn't have the new one.
Well, yeah, I think that was a part of the big Paramount deal was that they are streaming the new seasons like exclusively.
Yeah,
so that's part of the reason they gave them $1.5 billion.
Yeah, well, if you're going to pay that kind of money, I mean, it's understandable.
I kind of figured they'd have all of them on there for that money, not have them any of them on HBO. But I guess maybe they want people to still watch it and get familiar with the brand, then come over. I don't know how it all works.
HBO's cut in there somehow, I guess.
You give them a little bit of a taste. Yeah, I'm sure they like license it out, but you give them a little taste, and then you hope they come sign up for Paramount, which I thought I had canceled, but apparently I still have. So that's good. Although it did come in handy. I did watch a lot of Paramount this last like 4 or 5 days. Watched the South Park. Got caught up on the new season of Dexter. Spoiler alert, he survived. They got so many damn Dexter shows, but I find myself liking them. I just like the universe.
I had Paramount for a while there. I was in the Taylor Sheridan world.
Yeah,
I liked watching some of that stuff.
See, I pretty much just watch The Challenge. I watch the Dexter universe, and then I pretty much kicked the soccer gambling habit. I was betting a lot of soccer there for a while, a couple of years ago, so I need to have it to watch like the Champions League and such, but I've kind of kicked that habit. I don't really keep up with it.
Do you like Billy Joel?
Rocket Man's all right, but outside of that, he's all right. I know Garth Brooks likes him.
Shameless.
Yeah, Garth Brooks puts him over and talks about
Garth
him.
Brooks was in the Billy Joel documentary, and he seemed like a serial killer.
Yeah, that's probably true, but he speaks highly of Billy Joel, like says it's one of his biggest influences and somebody he considers one of the all-time greats. So
musically, he was really impressive. Like the chord changes and stuff, very complex kind of stuff that he wrote, like melodically complex.
That Under Pressure song was really good.
Yeah.
So I give him his flowers there.
Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, another great one.
Hour 1 of the books. We'll kick off hour 2 with some headlines. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Citizens National Bank. We make it easy to save money. Get access to thousands of discounts on shopping, dining, and travel with the C&B Plus Perks account. It's a powerful new way to save money with roadside assistance, cell phone protection, identity theft protection, and credit monitoring. Banking at C&B has its perks. Call or stop by a branch for more details.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Believe in family. Believe in your fellow man. Believe in honesty and an honest day's work. We do. We're Farm Bureau Insurance. And we don't just believe in Tennessee. We believe in Tennesseans. Farm Bureau Insurance. Tennessee's insurance company.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance for Tennesseans. Believe in me for all of your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871.
Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250-plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
Rangers complete the sweep of the Braves. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network morning update.
Get clean car happy all season long at Tidal Wave with exclusive membership discounts, giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for more information.
The Braves went deep in the heart of Texas and came away losers of all 3 games against the Texas Rangers. That culminated with the 8-1 loss on Sunday afternoon. Sean Murphy provided the only RBI for the Braves, a ground rule double in the 2nd inning. Bryce Elder got knocked around again, 2 2/3, 6 hits, 8 earned runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. If you're looking for a bright spot from the 3-game set in Texas, it was Michael Harris II. He was 8 for 13 in the series, including a game on Saturday in which he had 12 total bases. He didn't get the cycle because the single turned into a triple. The Braves are off to Kansas City this week with a 3-game set. Spencer Strider going tonight. He's 4-8 as a 3.72 ERA and 89 strikeouts. Rich Hill going for the Royals. He's 0-1, has a 1.80 ERA and a strikeout on the season. For leadoff show coverage with myself and Chris Domino, 6:25, 5:25 Central. First pitch against the Royals, 7:40 Eastern, 6:40 Central, right here on the Braves Radio Network.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FANRUN Radio.
It was an unmitigated disaster. It was coaching malpractice.
You're listening to Talk Sports.
Everything that could have gone wrong seemed like it went wrong. It seemed like no one had answers. And like I said, the most depressing part of it was it seemed like no one really cared.
Airing every day
from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
And to me, this is one of those things. It's like, you know, I don't know if he should be fired, but if he was a fireman, I feel like he just brought gasoline to the blaze instead of a water hose. If he was a nurse, it's like he just pulled the plug on a healthy patient. If he was a waiter, he just peed in the kid's lemonade. You get the point. You compare it to other occupations. I mean, not saying he should be fired, but this is a pretty bad offense.
On 1340 WKGN.
I feel like if you pulled the plug on a healthy patient, they would just live. Like if you pulled my plug right now, like I just my heart would keep beating.
You get the point. A good point by you, but you understand what I was going for here.
Hour number 2, kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. Let's hit some hour 2 headlines. Give me the news, newsman.
Thank you, John. Friday, Nico Iamaleava. Did we ever talk about Nico?
Yeah.
Him speaking out?
Yeah. We called him a liar.
Well, did you see where he said he always had going home in the back of his head? I don't know if we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about him being a liar.
Yeah. Okay.
And if he was like, "Oh, if you're going home, why the hell were you reaching out to Oregon?" Not Oregon, but Miami.
I do remember that now.
If you're going home, why the hell you calling Miami? Why the hell you flirting with anybody that would maybe need a quarterback?
All right. Well, we'll move on from Nico as we have as a program. A Texas media member says, quote, Texas would have beat the crap out of Tennessee last year if the two teams would have met on the field. This guy, Bobby Burton of On Texas Football, went on with SEC Mike, said Texas plays Tennessee last year. Texas beats the crap out of Tennessee.
Did Mike agree or disagree?
Well, Mike posted the clip and said these Texas egos are out of control.
Yeah, I know he did that, but I'm asking, did he agree or disagree? Did you watch? Did he say anything in the clip that would?
I didn't see the full interview. I just saw the clip.
Okay.
So old Bobby says Tennessee wouldn't have been able to play with Texas last year, which I don't think is true. I don't think Texas would have beat the crap out of us. They might have beat us.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that if you had told me that last year during the season, I would say, oh, you're dumb, you're stupid. But the vibes have gotten so bad around that 10-2 playoff team. Like, that team won't be remembered fondly because of Nico.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Like, you won't look back on that team fondly really at all.
Bobby said, no regrets making this statement. Sometimes the truth hurts.
Okay.
Texas didn't really beat anybody all year.
No, they didn't, but they played Ohio State a hell of a lot closer than we did. But no, they didn't beat anybody.
They did play better against Ohio State. Yeah, it's true. They also only beat Vandy by a field goal.
I know. Look, I'm not in the Sarkisian boat. I think Sarkisian still got a lot to prove.
Lost to Georgia with a backup quarterback. Got their ass whipped at home by Georgia the first time. I mean, we got our ass whipped by Georgia too, but they had their quarterback. The second time they didn't even have their quarterback, but I don't know. One of those things we'll never know. In other news, a former Florida Gator is currently unable to play in the NFL because he's way too fat. Remember Desmond Watson?
Not really.
He's a big old boy.
Was he the big old boy, like the big old nose tackle they had a couple years ago?
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
He's like bigger than Terrence Cody was. He weighs 449 pounds. He is the heaviest player in the NFL. When he played for Florida, he weighed as much as 464. So he's lost about 15 pounds, which they're giving him credit for as like he's
trying.
He's trying, but I don't even give credit for that because when you're over 400, like 15 pounds is literally day to day.
That's just like drinking like one fewer soda.
Yeah, that's like you could just lose more water weight one day or something. Like he's that big. He's over 400. 449 pounds. So he plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers now, at least for now. So they put him on the non-football injury list due to his weight at the start of training camp. Coach Todd Bowles said it's just about trying to get him better, to be a healthier player and get him on the field a little more. He's working at it, and we're working with him. That's all you can ask right now. He's just so fat.
He was a real fat ass at Florida. I didn't remember his name, though. I just remember him as the big fat player.
It's something to see on the sideline. I know that. Well, how about some history in the sport of NASCAR? Bubba Wallace takes the Brickyard, becomes the first black winner at Indy. Did you watch any of the NASCAR race?
No, but I did watch the clip that was posted because of my friend Trey Wallace. Like he didn't post it, but it said Bubba holds off for the win. So I watched the final 2 laps to watch him win. He was shot out of a cannon on that restart, got ahead of Kyle Larson, and they kept saying, "Is Bubba going to run out of gas? If he can, he's going to win if he can manage his fuel. We'll see if he runs out of gas." And he didn't. He was able to win, and that was cool. And like all the pictures and video of Bubba celebrating with his kid afterwards, pretty cool.
Yeah, he was laying down on the track holding his baby. It's a real emotional win for him, I guess. He overcame an 18-minute rain delay, 2 overtimes, fears about running out of fuel, and a hard-charging, defending race champion, Kyle Larson. No black driver has won the Indianapolis 500 and Formula One race on this track's road course in the history. So first black driver to win a major race at Indy. Coming off turn 4, I knew I was going to get there unless we ran out of gas. I was surprised I wasn't crying like a little baby, he said.
I do root for Bubba because of Trey. I think it's cool.
He's your favorite NASCAR driver?
I don't know if I'd call him my favorite just because I don't consider myself like a fan or anything like that. It's like it feels disingenuous to say it's my favorite. But, I mean, I guess by default, yeah. I don't really have any other drivers I care about at all. I'm not going to pretend like I'm like tuning in to watch Bubba, though. But, like, it made me happy to see him win because, A, he represents the Vols, and B, he's cousins with Trey. I think that's cool, having somewhat of a tie to it.
Bubba is a guy named Bubba. Your favorite driver?
Like if I ever was like, hey, Trey, I want to come to a race and I'd love to meet Bubba when they're at Bristol, Trey'd probably pull those strings for us. It's like, that's kind of cool.
Think you can make it happen?
I'd say he probably could, and I would never ask for that to happen.
I'm asking.
I'm not saying he'd make it happen for you, but
Talladega, Trey.
Me and Trey go way back.
Yeah, so do we.
I go back further. I've known Trey since like 2015, way back. Way back in the day.
I've known him a good while.
Yeah, you have, but just not as long. I know Trey back.
Yeah, but I'm a bigger NASCAR fan.
Just in Alabama.
I would appreciate it more.
That's probably true.
Because I love NASCAR.
That's probably true.
I love NASCAR.
But you've said some really bad stuff about Bubba.
It's my kind of race. Yeah, that Bubba over there across from us.
Bubba, do you root for Bubba?
He's not my favorite driver, but I like whenever he does well.
Yeah.
Like my go-to favorite right now is Kyle Busch, but I really also kind of like Bubba Wallace because he used to drive for Kyle Busch back in the Truck Series way long ago.
Okay.
That's when I first got introduced to him watching him at Eldora, and I said, huh. And then
Kyle
also the
Busch.
guy just becomes like, just a complete personality. Like his music taste is different. He's into like some, hard rock stuff, and it's like I would not expect that from some of these guys. And then he's
Bubba is into hard rock?
Yeah. He also knows how to drum a little bit.
Why wouldn't you expect it from Bubba? NASCAR and hard rock feels like they go hand in hand.
See, I don't think they do. I think it's just NASCAR and country.
No.
Not like heavy metal,
More like Southern rock. Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner, Molly Hatchet.
Not like a Cannibal Corpse, or
he likes Cannibal Corpse?
No, I'm not gonna. I don't know who he likes specifically, but he used to post videos of him just drumming stuff out.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's also because he's like part of a team that's being sued by NASCAR, so it's like a slap in the face right now. So this is a pretty good win in that aspect.
His team's getting sued by NASCAR?
Yeah, him and Michael have had a whole dilemma over like charters and like being an open card and stuff like that.
Okay. So he's cheating?
No.
But NASCAR accused him of cheating and they said we're not cheating, so now we're suing you?
No.
What the hell's the problem?
The way the teams are and like how many cars they can run and having to run independently instead of with the team. Like they don't get free entry into every like race anymore. They have to like race their way into it as like what they call an open car in quotes.
Mm-hmm. I don't really understand.
All right.
You're trying. I mean, it's not your fault. I'm not really understanding. I'm not really understanding why that would be an issue.
The 49ers, Teron Jackson, had an injury in camp. He went to the ground and didn't get back up during a workout Sunday as practice came to an abrupt halt. The defensive end, Teron Jackson, you know him, went to the ground, didn't get up. It was a scary situation, but it said that he was talking and moving his extremities soon after, according to Kyle Shanahan, giving hope that he avoided some sort of serious injury. He was taken off the field and taken to the hospital.
Juwan Jennings also injured for the 49ers during camp.
Yeah. I see that.
Not good for him as he was trying to, kind of use some leverage to get a new contract as he gets kind of banged up. I believe they said it was a calf issue, if I remember correctly. Just like a lower leg issue as Ricky Pearsall kind of comes off of the injured list.
Speaking of new contracts, the Chargers reached a 4-year, $114 million deal with Rashawn Slater, the two-time Pro Bowl left tackle. It includes $92 million guaranteed. It makes him the highest-paid offensive lineman by average annual pay in NFL history. Big Rashawn Slater.
I'm kind of tired of those headlines. No flame to you, but like it's just always every contract, highest paid ever, highest paid ever, highest paid ever. I get it. Like every contract goes up. We get that now. Basically every contract is going to be the highest paid something, a highest guaranteed, highest annual value. Good job by the agents on getting that done. But guess what? The next big tackle that gets his big contract probably going to be the highest paid ever. You said it was what? 4 years, $114
million.
Yeah, good for him.
$92 million guaranteed.
He's paid like a solid number 3 or number 4 option on an NBA team now.
Well, I tell you somebody who hasn't been paid yet, and that's Micah Parsons. Jerry Jones heard fans chanting, "Pay Micah," as the talks continue. I guess Jerry was doing an interview, and in the background you can hear fans chanting, "Pay Micah, pay Micah."
Pay Micah. Pay Micah.
Yeah, he spoke to a crowd before Saturday's practice, and a number of fans were yelling out in some fashion of "Pay Micah." I heard it light, but not compared to how I heard him say "Pay Lamb" last year, Jones said Sunday.
They love Lamb more. That's why I paid Lamb.
That was a faint little sound compared to the way they were hollering last year, "Pay Lamb." Whoever's not in, you can count on a few hollering that, but it was a big, loud chant last year on Lamb.
They don't love Micah like they're acting like they love Micah, is what Jerry's saying. If they really wanted him paid, they'd cheer a little louder. Interesting.
And finally, Nikola Jokic got a huge win over the weekend. He cried tears of joy after his horse won a major race in Serbia. Probably the greatest win Nikola Jokic has ever had. Some are saying he showed more emotion with this horse winning than he did winning the NBA Finals.
Did you watch the video of him being overcome with emotion?
No.
It's pretty good. Like it may be the second happiest moment of his life. And that's just if he thinks the first was like having a kid. Because he's got a daughter. If you remove the daughter from the equation, this is the happiest moment of his life. Like, it definitely seems like it matters way more to him than winning the NBA championship did. He's moved to joy.
He hugs his horse.
Oh no, just keep going. He hugs the horse. He hugs the jockey on the back. He didn't run behind and hug the horse from behind. The horse would have kicked him. But
he did hug the horse.
They are doing the buggy thing. No, that's the person behind it. That's the person getting pulled behind. That he hugs right there.
Oh, there's a guy behind the horse?
It's kart racing. Yeah, like the event Jokic won was, the one where they put a little buggy behind and they pull the jockey behind in the buggy. Kind of like the old chariot type of racing. That's what his horse won. And then later on the video, he's like pouring champagne all over the jockey's head. They lifted him and another guy lift the jockey and the cart up over their heads, which I don't think they're supposed to do, but I guess Jokic is very strong.
It says at some point in time, Jokic was seen hugging the horse too. He hugged the horse and the jockey.
Yeah, I'm sure
he was hugging everybody.
Yeah, I'm sure he was just getting his hands on anybody he could. Anybody and anything.
Yeah, that's way better than winning the NBA Finals.
As the owner, though, and the person that's pretty much putting the whole thing together, I would say probably does feel a different sense of achievement, though. But it was just funny to see.
I play basketball, but it will never compare to this. Beautiful moment for Nikola Jokic.
Any other headlines?
That'll do for now.
Okay. Talk to you later. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is FanRun Radio. When Rocky Top hit rock bottom.
Multiple reports now that UT is in the process of hiring Greg Schiano as its next football coach.
A fan base's livelihood flashed before its eyes.
I mean, if there's anything inside you that still cares about the university, get down to campus right now and make your voice heard.
And then we said enough is enough.
John Reed is on the steps of the training center and he's rallying the troops with a bullhorn.
Hell no, Schiano! Hell no, Schiano!
From the ashes, we rose up, the fan base that started a revolution and the station that led the charge.
Getting reports from within the athletic department that the deal is off. Pretty connected guy saying the deal is off. That was a direct quote.
When the time came, you were ready.
We are starting a revolution that says we're not going to take this shit from you anymore.
For the fans that refuse to settle.
We have successfully shut this down today.
This is Fox Sports Knoxville.
We are the caretakers now.
FanRun Radio.
Listen up, this is Thomas Miles, nephew Tommy. Okay now, fellas,
Let's be adults for a minute. Let me ask you something. When the lights go down in the bedroom, are you still clocking in, or is the equipment on strike? Look, erectile dysfunction is real. It can mess with your mood, your confidence, and don't even talk about the side-eye you get from your lady. But there's good news. Men's Pro Knoxville has licensed medical providers who specialize in turning "oh no" into "let's go." And forget those same old pills. They don't work for everybody. These folks have options most men don't even know exist. Your consultation, just $99. Blood work, consult, and maybe even a test dose if the doc says so. They got an in-house lab, so you'll know where you stand in minutes, not days. So stop stressing. Call 865-544-8220 or hit menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville. Making it happen.
Is your smile ready for the spotlight? Hi, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilco, and at Knoxville Smiles, we make every visit a reason to smile. From routine cleanings to dazzling cosmetic treatments, our experienced team uses the latest technology to keep your teeth healthy and your smile bright. With a warm, welcoming atmosphere and personalized care, we're here to make sure you leave feeling your best. Don't wait. Your perfect smile is just a call away. Book your appointment today at 865-539-1776 or online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Citizens National Bank. You want a bank that lets you bank when and where you want to. Your local branch, the grocery store, your computer, your phone, it's up to you. You want people who care about taking care of you and your money too. Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia, courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys, every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Good morning, THP. Wrapping up the paperwork on a wreck that happened earlier in Roane County on 40 eastbound. Still a bit slow. They crashed right before that Kingston exit. It's already heavy in that area this time of the morning, traveling down I-40 eastbound between the Harriman and Kingston exit out here in Roane County as they finish up this earlier wreck. Still busy right now, but moving down. 75 coming out of Campbell County, passing the Caravel exit. Fostering Hope 2025 Galas coming up this weekend at the Bridgewater Event Center in Knoxville. Learn how you can help the foster kids in East Tennessee. Log on to fosteringhope.tn.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Drink the lights, refreshing White Claw hard seltzer. Drink it responsibly. Support the people who support us. Let's head over, check on the freaks over at FanRun TV. Go like and subscribe. Follow along. There's been some real growth across that platform over the last month. I want to keep that momentum going. Shout out to all the freaks over there commenting and hanging out with us. I Miss Harambe writes in, do we have final predictions before tomorrow, Cody, on whether or not Boo Carter shows up and is on the team?
You know, I've gone back and forth on this as someone with limited knowledge about the situation in terms of, you know, what's happening on the inside. I mean, I don't know exactly what goes on in that locker room, but you know, you hear that a couple of teammates beat him up, and then you hear that he's been in these arguments and such with guys, and there's a lot of problems. But then, based on some of the stuff his parents have put out on social media, like as of Friday, it kind of seemed like he's all good. Like they worked it out. So I don't know. I think I lean toward him being there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I gave it a 20% chance last week whenever the noise was at its loudest, but you survived that. You survived. You know, it's kind of like whenever a recruit goes and visits another school and you're like, man, it's not trending well, but if we can just get out of this visit without him making a commitment, he's going to end up sticking with the Vols. He's going to end up sticking with his team. If you're going to flip somebody, you got to flip them now type of thing. But it feels like you got through that danger part where there was so much momentum, so much smoke to him being gone, that the fact that no announcement came out, and like you said, Cody, if you look at the parents' social media, where it seems like everything has kind of been smoothed over.
Yeah, you got mom posting her game day outfits and stuff like that. Like everybody seems to be getting on board with fall camp now.
With that being said, what percentage are you at? Because I'm not near 100, but I'm much higher than 20%.
I'd say I'm at about 85 after seeing that.
Okay.
I mean, unless something goes sideways here toward the end.
I don't think I can go as high as 85% just because I think there still has to be some contrition in front of the team. Like, I still think he has to go and do the hard part. It's one thing for the family to decide, like, hey, we want you to stay. Hey, yeah, we changed agents. Yeah, we fired the other one just by pretty much ghosting him. Yeah, we got Sharif Cooper's daddy now. New agent said to go back to school. It's one thing for the family to all of a sudden look around and say, hey, the well is dried up. There's nowhere else to really go. It's either play football at Tennessee this year or not really play football. It's another thing for Boo to have to go and stand in front of the team whenever it's pretty much out there. There was some physical altercations, 2 separate fighting incidents. It's another thing for him to go and have to basically ask, hey, can I be back on the team? Hey, can I have forgiveness?
Right.
So 85 seems a little too high, but I'll go 60, 66. I'll give it a good 2/3 chance.
I think if he actually shows back up at that point, that would tell his teammates that he's serious about, after all the drama the last couple of weeks, I think that tells your teammates that you're serious about being there at that point. And they have a talk, they do whatever they got to do, and then they welcome him back. That's the hope.
And the team's good with it.
My fear was more so about it just spiraling out of control like it did with Nico.
Right.
And then
I guess that's the obvious comparison there when I talk about the point of no return and when all the momentum gets going. Like Tennessee got there last, or I guess just a couple months ago. I was going to say last year. Just a couple months ago. It feels like a year ago with Nico. Like whenever the ball started rolling, at some point you could have put your foot up and stopped it.
Yeah, and I thought last week at a certain point it seemed like this had gotten pretty close to the point of no return.
That ball just kept rolling and gets going down that hill pretty fast, and then all of a sudden it's starting to hit a couple rocks, and that bouncing ball starts jumping up and down. It's a lot tougher to stop at that point. You can't really just put your foot on it because it's rolling, it's bouncing, it's hopping, it's skipping all over the place. It does feel like the Boo Carter thing got rolling a little bit, but you were able to keep it from going haywire. The Nico situation went haywire last year. Maybe it's a blessing for Tennessee and for Boo Carter, depending on which side you think needs the other more. I do think it's a mutually beneficial relationship. But at this point, I would say that Boo Carter needs Tennessee more than Tennessee needs him. So I'll say it's beneficial for Boo that there wasn't any official practices during that time.
Yes.
When he was AWOL. It was pretty much like a couple meetings, you're supposed to be back, but it's not like you're out here going through sweating, hitting, doing things together as a team.
Well, I think for Boo, you don't want to end up being known as the guy who just jumped around all over the place and could never could never stay in one spot, and then just like things got bad with your teammates. You don't want to be known as that. So whoever's advising him, whatever agent or whatever he does have, hopefully understands like that his prospects at the next level or whatever that may be, like kind of hinge upon him, being a good teammate too. Like that's a part of it. You don't want to just be the outcast guy that can't really function in a locker room.
Do those guys ever make it? Do those guys ever make it to the league?
Like a last chance you kind of guy. You don't want to be that.
Right. Do those guys ever really make it? Because like the only one that really stands out to me, and look, I'm pretty open. I don't follow recruiting super closely. I'd give myself like a 6.5 out of 10 on recruiting. I definitely don't retain it. It's like there's a lot of names over the years of guys that you kind of obsessed with, that whenever they make their decision and they don't come to Tennessee, you kind of forget about them. Now there's a couple that stand out. Like Adoree Jackson will always stand out to me because I just remember being really like enthralled with Tennessee trying to beat USC for him. Like Von Bell stands out. Of course, T. Higgins and Trevor Lawrence. But another guy that stands out to me that kind of had the Boo Carter thing going on, that wanted to bounce around, and I don't even know if he was bouncing around high schools as much as it was just like commitments, just snip, snap, was it Torrance Gibson?
Oh, I remember him. Yeah. I remember that name.
Torrance Gibson, like, was this really talented guy that was like I want to say a big defensive back, and he was just trying to decide where he was going to end up going to school, and he just kept changing his mind. And I did keep an eye on his career, and it completely flamed out. It didn't work out for him. I believe he ended up at Ohio State to start.
He was
a quarterback?
Yeah, I want to say, when you said cornerback, it kind of made me, because I thought I remembered him being a quarterback.
Okay.
It's been like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but
we wanted him, right?
No, we wanted him badly. Yeah. And like, I just remember he kept flipping and like just doing, he was one of those guys, like you said, just bounced around, just couldn't make up his mind.
Ended up at Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Right. That's the point.
Yeah. Ohio State. He was an Ohio State commit. Yeah, we wanted him bad. That's a name I hadn't thought of in forever, but as soon as you said that, that triggered something like, oh, I remember that name. Like, we wanted him.
Now, look, that's not – I think he was a quarterback, but I really think he was like a wide receiver. I want to say he was like a Randall Cobb type that's like, hey, I want to play quarterback, but like really everyone's like, you're going to have to play wide receiver. Maybe that's why he never made it. But
Ronald Ollie, you remember that name?
No.
I guess he went to the NFL, but wasn't on a team.
Who is he though? What is he?
Just from Last Chance U. I was looking at the Last Chance U. Got Redzon White.
Did that John Franklin guy? Didn't Franklin make it a bit? I don't know.
Jermaine Johnson made it with the Jets.
Okay, so maybe a couple of those guys have, but I do still think what you're saying is ultimately right. Like you have to have some stability. Like stability is important. Stability is important for a lot of different reasons. You want to show workplaces and potential employers that like you have some type of stability and some type of loyalty, but also just, like you can make it work, because I think everyone gives you a chance like one time to bash people. Like if you're the type of guy that's dated multiple people and you ask what happened and you say that every one of your ex-lovers was crazy, doesn't that kind of like start diminishing it? I think we'll give you one crazy girlfriend where you can say, oh man, she was wild. She threw a knife at me. She was this, she was that. You couldn't make her calm down. She couldn't get along with nobody. You can say that about one person, but like if you've had 4 breakups and you say that every one of them's crazy, I think everyone kind of looks around and says, maybe it's really that guy.
Yeah, eventually you got to look in the mirror.
Like maybe you're the problem here.
Mm-hmm.
They say, if you run into one jerk in the morning and then a jerk in the afternoon and a jerk in the evening, just
maybe you're the jerk.
Yeah, maybe you're the jerk. So like I do think that type of stability is important for these guys that transfer around. Like I don't think anyone looks at everyone who transfers as bad. Because like there's plenty of guys who have transferred to better fits and thrived, and there's plenty of reasons why you would transfer. But like the guys who's transferred 2, 3, 4 times, I don't think many of those really pan out.
Now you just kind of quit taking them serious as football players. Like even if they're talented or whatever, you quit. Like I don't know, for some reason a guy who moves around a lot is not a guy that's taken seriously.
You'll give them once. Once is okay. And like that's kind of a like, you know, when I look at Joey, like it did at first make me like, oh man, so he just left App State to go to UCLA and now he's leaving UCLA. Like you knew he kind of got recruited over, but like that was like that's a lot of movement. It's a lot of instability, and it did kind of diminish what you thought about him. Or at least it did for me. But then you look a little bit more like, okay, so it's like Diablo, it's like a JUCO, and then it's another JUCO, and then it's App State. Then it's like you kind of think your career's over at App State, but you get a chance to go to UCLA, so of course you're going to take that. And then of course UCLA recruits over him, so then he has to find a new place.
It's no different than a guy who takes a bunch of different jobs, you know, job jumpers.
Well,
a guy works 3 months at one place, then he go work 6 months at another place, and then
it is not different. But that's the problem is like I don't take those people seriously. Now I understand.
Right. Yeah,
it
happens here in radio. You know, sometimes you work at a place for a while, and then you decide to leave and go to another place. Then you come back, and then you leave again, and then you come back again, and then by the time you get back the third time, people call you an unserious person.
Yeah, no, it fits that. Like the people who just don't feel like they really stand for anything or have a code, just always looking for the easy way out. All the new things always going to be better. Sometimes the new thing ain't going to be better.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the grass is not always greener, but other times it is, you know, depending on
where
where you go.
Yeah, it depends on where you put the water at.
Yeah, you
and
can
the fertilizer.
lead a horse to drink the water, but the horse won't be a fish if you teach him how to fish, you know.
That's right.
Something like that.
I will say for our generation and younger, and a lot of job hoppers.
Oh yeah, yeah,
they do that a lot.
Yeah.
That's the biggest stark contrast, like when it comes to like our generation and the boomers.
I kind of get it though. Like at the same time, imagining a life back in the '60s where you just so I'm going to go to this factory and I'm going to work here for 40 years and then that's it. And then I'm going to have a heart attack and I'm going to die.
A lot of those jobs had pensions and would take care of you and everything. So like our generation has to move around to get the raises to then kind of bounce around and get new jobs. And
I get both sides of it. Like, cause I'm kind of a free spirit, you know, but also you need the stability in your life. Like there's pros and cons of both mindsets, I think.
Well, first things first, John, how long does somebody need to be at a job long enough? And then two, leaving for other, financial reasons, I feel like a higher pay, I feel like is understandable.
Sure. No, for 100%. I think that's the easiest way to get raises in today's age is just go to a different job. You go somewhere, you make $80,000, a new place wants to hire you. They're going to have to offer you at least like a 10% raise usually. Like, hey, now you're making $88,000, $90,000. Now the next time somebody wants to hire you away, they're always going to pay more for new talent acquisition than they are going to pay their own talent. So no, I'm not blaming anybody that moves around. You ask what the length is. Hell, I got some friends who do like 6 months these days, but like typically it was always at least a year. Show that you could stay a place a year is what I thought like kind of the baseline was.
Yeah.
I'm not shaming anybody in the job industry that jumps around. And look, maybe you could say that's hypocritical when you look at the football field and like, hey, I went here, I outperformed my value, then the new school is going to give me more money to come there. I'd say it's a little bit different just because if you're a college player that's serious, your goal should be to make the NFL. I always feel that way.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to make a lateral move or something just because they're going to pay you a couple bucks more. Like, or you wouldn't want to be a guy who's at Tennessee and then suddenly, hey, Texas Tech, they'll give me another $1 million. Well, maybe if it's $1 million, you go ahead and go, but you do want to be set up for the NFL.
That I've always said that's my goal, and maybe that's short-sighted. Maybe that's the opposite of short sighted and looking too far down the road, and you're missing a chance to get blessed on chasing an NFL dream. I don't know, but
yeah, and a lot of these guys I think are wired to take the money while they can get it too, because the flip side of that, is you get hurt, and then maybe you don't get that NFL contract you thought you were going to get, or whatever. Like, you never know what can happen, so you need to, in some ways, take the money while you can get it.
And it doesn't hurt some guys. Like I said, you can transfer one time, and it didn't hurt Walter Nolan to go from A&M to Ole Miss. He ended up in the first round. Like, that wasn't a bad thing for him. Now, if he had gone from A&M to Ole Miss and then, ends up at Florida State, who knows what would have happened. I would like somebody to have a breakdown on guys that have transferred multiple times and like their success rate compared to others getting to the NFL, like the 5-star quarterback that transfers multiple times, or even the 4-star guys that transfer multiple times.
Yeah, and some guys, mature at different rates, and they don't always know what's best for them or what they need to do, and it's some of it takes longer to grow, figure that out. It's like changing your college major, You go into school thinking you're going to major in business, and by the time you're done, you're majoring in theater.
Well, sure.
Or whatever.
But I didn't take the guys that changed their major 3 times seriously either.
Well, I don't think, 18 years old, I think a lot of people don't know what they're going to end up doing.
No, but you just pick something and put your head down and go to work, and then get that degree and get in that job and hate it.
And then leave.
And then, no, you just keep doing it, but hate it.
Forever.
And get miserable and be mad about it and say, I'd like to do something else, but I don't know what else I'd do.
That's the path. Get a divorce.
Because you hate your job so much, you come home in a bad mood.
Then you end up hating your wife, too.
Yeah.
She hates you, so you get divorced.
Right.
Then you move back in with your mother.
Right.
When you're 30.
But hey, Ma's okay. You got to check on Ma.
But then you end up hating her, too. So then you just kill yourself.
Whoa! Too far, man. You always go too far. Bubba, send us to break. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
You're listening to FanRun Radio, the sports humans.
Yee-haw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
Are you looking for a treat that will knock it out of the park at the next watch party? Just like your favorite baseball team, Crumble brings the best lineup week to week with an expanded roster that includes key lime pie, strawberry cake, or my personal favorite, Monster featuring M&M candies. Let Crumble treat you to the best cookies in the game. Download the Crumble app and start earning rewards. You can even vote monthly on what flavors you would like to see at any store of your choice. Warmer weather is here, so get to the ballpark, but don't miss the cookies.
This is Coach Josh Heupel. In football and life, you need a solid defense to protect what matters most. That's where Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee comes in. Score peace of mind with Farm Bureau Insurance, the official insurance of the Vols. They're your line of defense. FBITN.com.
This is Baseball VFL Cody Brown. Farm Bureau Insurance is the official insurance of the Tennessee Vols. I'm here to be that line of defense for all your insurance needs. Give me a call at 865-992-3871 and go Vols.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Running a business, coaching a team, planning your next big event, you need more than just gear. You need SM Athletics and Logo Solutions. Custom uniforms, branded apparel, promotional products, done right, done fast, and built to show off your brand with pride. From local businesses to high schools to major universities, SM Athletics is trusted by winners. Get real service, get real quality, get noticed. SM Athletics and Logo Solutions, where your brand comes to life.
Visit smathletics.com and let's build something great together.
Knoxville, mark your calendars. FANRUN night at the ballpark is back. Join us Wednesday, August 6th at Covenant Health Park as the Knoxville Smokies take on Biloxi and we take over the stands. It's all you can eat night, so make sure to bring your appetite. Plus, we're hooking up the fans with exclusive FANRUN swag giveaways you won't want to miss. Come hang with the FANRUN crew, rep your team, and enjoy a summer night of baseball, food, and fun. FANRUN night, August 6th. Be there.
I'm ready for fall camp. I'm ready to get some clips. I'm ready to read some reports. Hopefully everyone stays healthy. I need some good highlight videos, even if it's just on air, even if it's just a passing drill. I need to see some wide receivers look like they got some damn get up and go about them. We're not bringing much back in the way of returning production. And the receivers last year, it's pretty dreadful. I remember us having talks last year, about total yards the receivers are going to have. Were you going to have anybody get to 1,000 yards or 800, 900? How many of them would get there? Do you know what our leading receiver had last year? How many yards he had last year?
Shoot, man. It's not a lot. 750. I don't even know what the.
Even your not a lot was too
much.
Few. Yeah.
648.
661.
That's pretty close.
Dante Thornton Jr., 26 catches, 661 yards, 6 touchdowns.
Would you sacrifice a win to be fun again?
Is that win 9-3 or 8-4?
It's the difference in 10-2 or 9-3. I guess you got to say no because that keeps you in the playoff, right?
Yeah, 9-3 versus 8-4 is probably a different story. 8-4 versus 7-5. I don't know. That 7-5 seems so gross.
I don't know. After I asked it, I thought I don't think you can sacrifice a win for anything really. But if it's like you got to choose a loss, but
I would to go from 9-3 to 8-4.
Would you take 9 wins and being fun again with wins over Alabama and Georgia, or 10 wins with only beating Florida and not being fun? You still take 10 wins.
Yeah,
right?
You definitely take 10 wins.
You have to take 10
Going
wins.
9-3, beating Alabama and Georgia would be maybe the most frustrating thing of all time, though. It'd be great beating Alabama and Georgia, but then finding 3 other losses there would be pretty dreadful.
If it's Oklahoma, Florida, and that's the problem. There's another bad one somewhere. What if you still get the playoff?
It'd be hard to get in the playoff at 9-3 with 3 of those losses being against.
They're all 1-point losses.
Florida, Oklahoma, and somebody else. So ask South Carolina how that worked out for them last year.
Well, they didn't beat Alabama and Georgia.
No, they had some decent wins though.
How about I tell you get in the playoffs with both 9-3 and 10-2. You 9-3, you managed to get in the playoffs because you beat Alabama and Georgia.
Oh,
do you take that?
Then yeah.
Yeah. Then it's more fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, to me, like goal number 1 is playoff. Like, I mean, that's still where I'm looking forward to. I felt better about Tennessee's playoff prospects last year than I do this year, but I still don't think they're unattainable. I still think everything Tennessee wants to accomplish is right there.
Goal number 1 has to be playoffs. But I think goal number 2 for me is being fun again.
Goal number 1 is being fun?
No, goal number 1 has to be playoff.
Okay.
But I think goal number 2 is to be fun.
Well, what else would goal number 2 even be?
I don't know. No injuries. Let's hope everybody stays healthy. Yeah.
Everyone has fun.
Yeah. But I want to have fun. Like as fans, I want us to have fun. I want to get back in some shootouts.
See, I don't miss those days.
Like not like
I miss our offense being good, but man, I like having a good defense.
Like not like crazy shootouts, like 48-45, but like kind of shootouts. You know, there's a little back and forth. But we're like 10 points better always.
I
just miss the offense.
But do you not like winning?
Yeah, I like winning. And
is that not the name of the game?
It is. It is. But if you have the number 1 offense in the country, you can sacrifice a little on defense. You know what I mean?
For 22 level, yes.
That's what I'm looking for. 2022. I want to do that again. But then again, you can't really win a championship if you're not pretty good on defense.
Well, that's what we said the whole time there. Is like that team wasn't championship level good. Right?
Did we say that?
I think in our mind we knew that like that team wasn't going to have enough defense to win. Now, like, you know, did we say it after we beat Alabama? No, probably not. But we said it after we lost to Georgia for sure.
I think we said let's get them on a neutral field.
Okay.
Now, once South Carolina happened, that all went out the window.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe we're like, hey, it rained, bro. What can we do about it?
I'm pretty sure we told ourselves like that week we beat up on Missouri. You know, because that was between the Georgia and South Carolina game, if I remember correctly. We had lost to Georgia. It was ugly. It rained. They kind of out-physicaled us, kind of dominated, but we also saw some opportunities in that game that we missed.
Mm-hmm.
And then we beat the hell out of Missouri, like Josh Heupel used to do. And then I think we told ourselves, like, yeah, let's just get in the playoff. Let's just win out here. All you got to do is beat South Carolina and Vandy and whoever. And then we'll roll the dice on a neutral field, see if we can get them again. That's what I remember thinking. But then again, yeah, once South Carolina happened, it was all over.
Yeah, maybe it's tough when you get out of the season remembering how you felt in the moment, because you are right. I said we didn't think that team was championship level good, but I do think we thought, hey, if the offense is playing at an A+ or A+ level, we can beat anybody.
I always felt like that 22 Georgia game was really it really confused me. Because on one hand, I thought we got absolutely physically dominated. But on the other hand, I thought if we just connect on a couple of deep balls, like it would have changed the whole thing. So I guess both can be true.
Like we didn't feel championship good in the trenches.
No, not truly.
That's why I have a hard time saying we could have won a championship. Like last year, I did truly think that we were good enough on the defensive line, but maybe we weren't there either. Maybe that was one of those things in the moment you felt like it until like your big moments you couldn't get any pass rush. Now, maybe Ohio State's offensive line, maybe their struggles were overstated, but that was a big talking point too, right? Like how bad Ohio State's offensive line was. Same kind of for Georgia. They were banged up. Now, I know Tate Ratledge was back, but like we looked and said, oh, man, there's some advantage here. And like Tennessee's defensive line couldn't wreak enough havoc against Georgia, and it damn sure couldn't wreak enough havoc against Ohio State to be an equalizer.
Well, the difference is that those teams have depth. It's all about depth. If you're going to win a championship, you got to have that championship depth.
Now, you know.
And we didn't have that. We had a good front. You know, we had pretty good starters. We had championship level in some areas, but Not enough.
What would you grade the offense last year?
Well, when you consider that the running game was good and the quarterback play at times was good, like I think there was a lot left to be desired at quarterback, obviously, but statistically, Tennessee still had a top 25 offense. It just wasn't up to our standard. You know what I mean? Because we compared it against 2022. And so it wasn't that. It wasn't the Josh Heupel offense that you expect it to be. But I think by the numbers, like it was still like top 25, top 30, right?
Yeah, I'm asking what you would grade it, though.
It depends on the scale. I mean, for me personally, I would have gave it like a B minus.
While also acknowledging that you're talking about being top 25, top 30, while also acknowledging those were really propped up against the loser schools on your schedule.
That's exactly right. Yeah, good point. Kent State and Chattanooga, you scored 69 and 71 points.
Yeah, like that really propped your offense up.
I said B minus, maybe C plus.
My mind was C plus.
Yeah.
So like, maybe the defensive line and everything else would have been good enough if the offense was a B plus. Or an A minus.
We had a nice running game though. And so you got to factor that in. And I think that helped us a lot in those second halves. I mean, you remember the stretch there where we were scoring 0 in the first half at like in what world do you score 0 in the first half against Florida and Alabama and then you still beat them? That was a really weird way that worked out.
See, I still look at that. I know you said the running game took over in the second half. I still look at that as just Nico finally played better and hit some passes.
Well, that had to happen too, yeah.
I didn't think of our run game as that physical bruising, like Derrick Henry type that wears you down over quarters and you break through. I thought it was more so like, hey, the quarterback's finally hitting some throws down the field. And now the offense is moving a little bit.
But a lot of times that does happen though in football. Like the better unit will take over in the second half.
Sure.
It can be a bit of a stalemate in the first half. Shouldn't have been 0 points, but
What would you say if I said that some of our fan base thinks that the defense will struggle and will cause us to lose up to 5 games this year?
Who thinks that? Are you talking about you? Is this you?
Not me. I don't want to completely dox, a listener, but.
So one listener saying this?
Do you think the defense will be the problem?
He says the defense is going to take a step back this year. It won't be the offense. It'll be the defense.
I mean, I think it's completely reasonable to say the defense takes a step back. I mean, they were pretty damn good last year, so like it'd be hard for them to replicate that. So like telling me they take a step back isn't even that drastic to me because they can go from, top 10 as a unit to like, hey, top 20. But if the offense gets a little better, maybe it's a wash. If the defense takes enough of a step back to where it's 7-5, that would be pretty shocking to me.
I wouldn't be surprised if the defense gets better. I think you got some really good players on that defense. Now, that hinges on Jamad McCoy being healthy. There's a lot that goes into that, like Boo Carter being present and ready to play, Ricky Gibson. There's a lot of ifs in that. But I think the potential's there to be just as good as last year, even better. You get Arian Carter back. He's a hell of a player. And I trust Rodney Garner on the D-line. With whatever we got on the D-line. So big Bryson Eason, they're saying he's a monster. I think the defense can be pretty damn good once again. I'd be surprised if that's the reason we lose games.
Hour 2 in the books. We'll kick off hour 3 with some headlines. Let's talk sports on FanRun Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans. FanRun Radio.
Only 3 homestands remaining to see your Knoxville Smokies play this season. And next week is full of celebrations, starting with free hot dog night on Tuesday. All the hot dogs you can eat all night long. And if you're still hungry, we've got all you can eat Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday with half-off draft beers. Then on Friday, we honor one of the founding members of the Negro Southern League, the Knoxville Giants. On Saturday, we're continuing the fight against breast cancer by painting the park pink. And on Sunday is Cocoa Melon Day. Grab your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Your phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait. Attention on the road, that's the only way. Phone's blowing up, but you're in the driver's seat. Ignore the buzz, keep your eyes on the street. No text back, no scroll, just let it wait.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Citizens National Bank.
We make it easy to save money. Get access to thousands of discounts on shopping, dining, and travel with the CNB Plus Perks account. It's a powerful new way to save money with roadside assistance, cell phone protection, identity theft protection, and credit monitoring. Banking at CNB has its perks. Call or stop by a branch for more details.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Hey Knoxville, Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
What's the difference between an ordinary EV and a Mercedes-Benz EV? The feeling. Electric is what gets you there. Mercedes-Benz is what moves you in ways no other automaker can. Feel the freedom of the superbly versatile 7-seater EQB. Revel in the inspired, customizable comfort of the EQE sedan. Sense the brilliant intelligence of the EQE SUV. Discover the boundless capability of the EQS SUV. And luxuriate in the flagship meets spaceship magnificence of the EQS sedan. Every Mercedes-Benz electric vehicle offers the very latest MBUX voice-activated AI software, as well as remote access to a whole host of functions via the Mercedes Me Connect app. The vehicle's electric, the feeling all Mercedes, the choice all yours. Test drive a Mercedes-Benz electric today at your local dealer or learn more at mbusa.com/EQ.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half, simple luxury for on and off the course.
If you're looking for a sports talk show that gets to the bottom of the biggest sports topics, then check out Under Review on FanRun Radio. I'm Bob Baskerville, and every day, Sam Beard and I cover the latest news on the Vols. We also widen our view to cover what's hot in the SEC. From local and national media pros to the coaches and players we all root for, we have the best guests and experts anywhere. So tune in weekdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on AM 1340, FM 105.7, or stream live on our free app. It's Under Review on FanRun Radio.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, FanRun Radio.
Round 3.
The world's greatest radio show. The world's greatest radio show in Tennessee.
Power rankings, Tuesday trivia. John Reed and Cody going wild, no Olivia. Wood grain on my leather seats. I got the whole team eating like I'm Johnny Eats. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ayy. Talk sports while I'm chewing a Zen. Ayy. Talk sports while I'm riding to work. All the ops take a ride in a hearse. East Knoxville. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ayy. Morning booming from 7 to 10. Ayy. Morning booming from 7 to 10. All the ops take a ride in the hearse. East Knoxville.
Hour number 3 kicking off here in the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. This batch of headlines brought to you by SM Athletics. Shout out to everyone who came by on Friday. Shout out to the listeners, especially the freaks that came by and got them a free piece of merch. Helped rep the brand. We got some Mellow Yellow. We got some Zen. We got some offers for some free lunches over at Smoky Mountain Brewery. Shout out to the boys. It was good. It was a fun time. Appreciate everyone who came by SM Athletics to do that. If you need any apparel for your sports team, maybe you need some uniforms or equipment, we got you there. Maybe you just need some polos with your logo pressed onto it or embroidered into it. Maybe you want some hoodies already. Come see us at SM Athletics. Give us a call at 966-3434. Shoot me a message. We'll make sure you're taken care of. Let's kick off hour 3 with another batch of headlines. Give me the news, big dog.
Thank you, John. Aaron Rodgers says he'd like to get to know Terry Bradshaw on a deeper level as the Steelers legend ripped his former team's pursuit of Rodgers. In a radio interview back in May, Bradshaw called the Steelers' interest in Rodgers a joke. What are you going to do, bring him in for 1 year? Are you kidding me? That guy needs to stay in California. Go somewhere and chew on bark and whisper to the gods out there, said Bradshaw. Rodgers responded, Terry's a legend. He's an absolute legend. He won 4 Super Bowls. But Terry, like a lot of people, doesn't know me. So he's got an idea of what he thinks about me based on what I've done in the documentary, what I've said, Darkness Retreat, whatever the hell you want to talk about. I'd love to get to know Terry. I feel like if he gave me a chance, we'd have a good friendship. That's what Rodgers says about Terry Bradshaw. Maybe we can go chew some bark or whatever the hell he's talking about.
Terry Bradshaw is past the point of, as far as I'm concerned, of being smart, funny.
Do you think he's
legitimate
senile?
Media? Yeah, I just think he's an old grumpy man now. I just think the game's passing by. Personally.
Well, I tell you who the game hasn't passed by, and that's Billy Donovan.
Yeah, I think it has, is the bad part, but the Chicago Bulls disagree.
They're paying him big money.
They gave him, what, a big contract extension to stay in Chicago. I want to say he is 10 games under 500 as a head coach of the Chicago Bulls. I think that's the number. It might be worse than that. Let me check here. Let me see. No, I don't want his score. I don't want his Marshall record. I want his pro coaching record. Hold on. Professional. Let's see. Yeah, 195 and 205 as the Chicago Bulls coach. He is 10 games under 500. They are in one of the worst spots in the entire league. Like the Bulls' future feels like a bottom third future for sure. Like you wouldn't draft them in the top 20. Now, if the market, maybe if you could strike gold and get a new owner in there or find some young star, like the market is kind of waiting to explode. But in terms of what their assets and what they currently got on the roster, Billy Donovan included, they're a bottom third franchise. Them signing up for more of the same just seems kind of crazy. Their record the last 3 years, Cody, 40 and 42, 39 and 43, 39 and 43.
That's not what you want your team to be.
Like what's the point? I guess in 2022, they at least made the playoffs at 46 and 36 and lost in 5. The year before that, they were 31 and 41. So, like, the last 5 seasons, again, as Donovan's kind of been there, they're 10 games under 500. They've got 1 winning season. I don't know why they'd be signing up for more of that. You're in Chicago. It's what, the 3rd biggest market
That's right.
Third biggest market in America. And look, maybe the ghost of Michael Jordan is too much. I don't know. But, like, 6 championships. They should be a franchise that matters. Maybe no one wants to go there, though. Maybe no one wants to be the guy that is never going to live up to Michael Jordan. I don't know.
Plus, it's cold 9 months of the year.
It's cold 9 months of the year?
I mean,
that can't be right.
I mean, pretty much.
It's cold in springtime?
Springtime up there is like 50s. I mean, it's not freezing 9 months of the year, but it's kind of uncomfortable 9 months out of the year. But hey, you know, May through September is nice.
Summertime shy.
A woman is going viral for explaining her alleged sexual encounter with a Phillies player that was so bad she decided to become celibate and sell her season tickets.
Oh, that's not the Philadelphia Phillies sex story I thought I was going to get today.
Oh, there's another one?
Oh, you didn't see the other one?
No.
You didn't see the girl in the stands?
I'm surprised there'd be more than one.
You didn't see the girl in the stands with her man?
Oh, yeah, I did see that, yes.
I want to say it was a Phillies story, right? I feel like the man had a Phillies hat on, so I assume they were at a Phillies
flat
game.
bill. She had her legs up on the chair in front of her. They were doing some things.
She was convulsing.
Yeah. What a good time.
Just up there in the upper deck. Which I don't know who was weirder, them or the people behind them, like commentating and videoing it. That felt kind of like a sex crime on both accounts.
No, I mean, I don't know. You see something like that going on in public, I don't think they did anything wrong by letting the world know about it. They're like, look at this, Jesus.
I mean, like,
they're in public.
Your instinct is to take your camera out and record it, though.
I mean, I don't know that I would take the camera out and record it, but like everything gets posted on social media these
by
days.
Weirdos, for the most part.
I don't know. You see that going on in public, like you at least send it to your friends. You're like, look at this. Can you believe this?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that what the couple was doing was normal or not weird at all either. It just, I thought it was weird to take your phone out and record it.
Maybe it was a first date. Maybe they just fell madly in love.
No, they weren't a first date.
Couldn't wait to get home.
No, they might still be in the honeymoon phase, but it wasn't no first date.
LeBron James.
They got some chemistry there.
You got something.
LeBron James.
Did you do it slower because his career's winding down? Is that what you were going for there?
I just don't get as excited talking about LeBron James in at the end of July. But
what if I were to tell you that he's interested in reuniting with Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, per a report
in Dallas? Or he's trying to say, like, hey, let's trade Luka back and get Kyrie and AD back.
It says he has a genuine curiosity about playing for Dallas.
I'm over all those stories.
Yeah, just let me know when it happens.
Yeah,
right?
like if LeBron decides he wants to force a trade, let me know. If the Lakers want to trade him, let me know. I'm not going to speculate. Like Dallas or Cleveland or New York, like those three teams seem to be the three that make sense, but I don't think anything's going to happen. I think he's going to play with the Lakers.
I think the best story for him is just to go on back home, finish it out in Cleveland where you started, and call it a career.
I'm more interested in LeBron James getting his agent to try to stop the AI videos, or is it getting his lawyers involved and his legal team involved trying to stop the AI videos of him. He's trying to sue companies because there's a company that keeps making videos where he's pregnant and like having a baby. It's like weird, but he's like, hey, I don't like this. I don't want it. I'm suing. Which I'm interested to see how that goes because I don't like those videos either. Not so much the LeBron James pregnancy side of it. I don't really know what they're going for there, what they really care about. But I don't like AI videos. I don't like where you can take real people and have them doing stuff. I don't like it. Except that Andy Reid and Taylor Swift thing. That was kind of funny. That kind of did it for me.
Steph Curry says that NBA players are underpaid.
It's hard to say that, man, when Devin Booker's getting $70 million. Now, if you want to tell me, and maybe you will if you read the story, I don't know what Steph's quotes are here, But I imagine the only way that it makes sense. So maybe I'm just trying to give Steph Curry too much credit. But if you're saying he's underpaid and like LeBron James is underpaid and like the super duper stars, like compared to what the value they bring to their franchise and like the franchise valuations, I would say yes. But you ain't going to convince me Devin Booker is underpaid at $71 million. You know what I mean? Like that's not happening. But like LeBron James getting $50 million a year, maybe for what he brings on the court at this point, maybe a little too much. But that's because he was underpaid for like 18 of his other years as a pro when he was making $15 million in Miami and adding, $400 million to their evaluation. You saw what happened to the Cavs the first time he left. Like they lost over like $800 million of what their value was. The local economy crashed. So from that perspective, yes. Did Steph Curry take that angle, or what did he say?
Steph Curry said, I think because of the way the CBA is structured right now, we can't participate in equity. And that's a big deal because it's a partnership with ownership. It's a partnership with the league, and we're on the short term of that revenue. Those contract numbers sound crazy, but what the league is doing from whatever era you want to compare it to now is probably 10 times that. The idea that we can't participate in equity while we're playing is part of why I would say, yes, we are underpaid because we want to be able to participate in that rise.
Well, now that angle, I mean, Steph's a smart guy. That is interesting. Like if you are able to have a stake in your actual franchise, which I don't think is that uncommon in like the business world. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way, but like maybe it's not ownership stake as much as it is just like, like companies give you stock options, right? Company gives you stock. Like you're able to buy into the health of your company. And if the company takes off and like Apple, for example, you got a bunch of people that have invested into it that are trying to make it go. And all of a sudden it explodes and then you become billionaires off of it. That's not uncommon, right? For companies to give people that type of quote unquote ownership. So like, for example, if these NBA teams were publicly traded, like imagine how much more the companies would be worth. Just take the Warriors, for example, when Steph Curry got to the Warriors versus where they're at now or where they were at their peak. I'd imagine that'd be, $1 billion or $2 in terms of how much they had gained. If you had 2%, 3% of that, think about how much money that would be. If you had 10% of that, think about how much money that would be.
It'd be quite a bit.
And granted, you can't do that for all the players. But it's negotiated, man.
Did you see where this Oakland A's player had 4 home runs, 6 hits, and 8 RBIs in a game?
Yeah, I think he barely missed a 5th one, too. I think he came very close to hitting a 5th home run. I think it just went off near the top of the wall.
That's a hell of a game. 4 homers in a game.
Nick Krutz.
Yeah, he was seeing the ball that night, wasn't he?
He's going to love being in Las Vegas. Now, they're playing in like were they at home? Do you know if they were at home? I'm assuming
I already X'd off of it.
Okay.
Sure.
Like they're playing like in a little baby park, which would make it a little bit less impressive.
Last one for you. An extremely rare condition is making people sleep for 16 to 20 hours a day. It's called Sleeping Beauty Syndrome.
Sleeping Beauty Syndrome?
Yeah, they're saying it's a rare condition.
It's a rare condition in this day and age.
Known scientifically as
KLS.
KLS. The Klein-Levin syndrome.
The Klein-Levin syndrome. It's hard to find.
It's a neurological disorder that causes sufferers to sleep for extended periods as much as 16 to 20 hours a day, just like a koala bear.
Make you sleep like you chugged a bottle of wine.
To date, only 500 cases have been reported in medical journals. It says 70% of the people with the disorder are male. Pretty wild. Can you imagine that?
Can I imagine sleeping 16 to 20 hours? I mean, that'd be pretty cool, but not if you didn't want to, I guess.
I don't think it would be very cool.
No?
Anytime I sleep too long, I feel terrible when I wake up. You ever do that? You ever sleep so long you wake up and you have like a headache?
It's been known to happen a couple times. Any other headlines?
No, I'm just trying to figure out why this is a headline.
How do you catch it? How do you get rid of it?
I don't know. Like, I don't know why this is in the news right now. It's an interesting condition, but I'm not sure why we're talking about it right now on the New York Post. Maybe it's something they just learned about.
Okay. Good batch of headlines. Whenever you started talking about it, I started yawning, though, so it kind of made me sleepy myself. They were not playing in the minor league park. They were playing in Houston. Thank you. Thank you, Dylan. So it wasn't a little baby park. I mean, that guy seems like a star.
Nick Kurtz.
22-year-old rookie.
Say that again, Bubba. I'm sorry. I forgot to put my headphones back on.
He's a 22-year-old rookie.
Yeah, he seems good, right? I mean, like he was a big time prospect. I mean, he's been a good player since coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it seems like they got a couple of young pieces.
Yeah, him and Jacob Wilson's been the star, but I guess this performance at this point in time really put him over the edge.
Seems like they got a couple people that, like, whenever they make the switch to Las Vegas, they might have some building blocks, and maybe the owners will start spending some money, and maybe the A's will go from a doormat to being, actually competitive. That'd be such a weird position to be in as an Oakland Athletics fan, because you're falling in love with these players if you're still watching. But if they go to Vegas and reach their potential, like, do you get to, like, celebrate? Like, it happened with Seattle too, right? The Sonics got to see Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, mostly Kevin Durant, and be like, oh my God, we finally got a generational talent. Well, now they're leaving. We're losing our whole team. And we're going to have to watch from afar as this generational talent plays generationally. What are you clicking over there, Bubba? What did we mess up?
Oh, I was just prepping some stuff for me to make it easier for me to hit buttons.
You're king. How you holding up over there doing both things, doing the rap and the trap?
Hour one could have went better. Hour two, we got to strangle on things.
Well, hour one, I was over there for the first 40 minutes, so surely you didn't mess up too much in the first in the last 20 minutes of that hour. Surely to God, not.
That's just with the fortunately for the podcast listeners, there might be an ad break or two scattered throughout the first one.
They can deal with that.
Some people at their hyper speeds.
Some people say that we should just leave the ads in regardless. Like I do try to fight for the audience and be like, we want to maximize live reads whenever we give live reads. But there's a lot of people around here that think we should just play the commercials all the time in podcasts. So if they got to deal with 1 hour of that, they can get over it.
It's such a beautiful ball that Nico threw to Brazel against Alabama.
It really was.
I'm watching it on a loop.
Very frustrating that it was few and far between.
It was real pretty, though.
There a really pretty one on the sideline against Florida as well? There's another one against Alabama. I'm pretty sure that was beautiful. Whenever he just rolled out and flipped the wrist and threw it all the way down the field.
Now imagine what Joey's going to do. A guy that can really throw.
That was the problem with Nico.
Well, he connected on that one, though.
That was the problem, is that the inconsistency. But, man, every now and then he'd make a throw that just made you drop your jaw and say, what? Oh, my God, that's perfect.
Say what?
Acknowledge your tribal chief.
We're under a heat advisory again.
It's hot, brother. It's hot.
Gonna be a hot one again.
I want to know what the weather was like for that Phillies fan. Like, how hot was it up there? Because
looked pretty hot.
At a certain degree, I don't want to be touched. Like, leave me alone. When it gets a certain level of hotness, I'll go to sleep. I'm fine. Don't touch me. Get off me. Let's go to break. It's Talk Sports on FanRun Radio.
Big Orange Country's home for sports. This is FanRun Radio.
Ready to launch your career? Axel Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axel proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axel, the drive for success is infectious.
And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axel Logistics is the place to start your career.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you can donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-639-8620. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It'll be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car. And as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now. Call 1-800-639-8620. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-639-8620. That's 1-800-639-8620.
Hey, this is your boy Thomas Miles, nephew Tommy. Fellas, let's get real for a second. Erectile dysfunction isn't just physical. It can mess with your head, your confidence, and even your relationship. But guess what? There is hope. Men's Pro Knoxville has helped men right here in our community get their confidence back. They got a team of licensed medical providers who find a way to get results. Powerful, lesser-known treatments for mild to moderate ED could have you performing like you haven't in years, or helping you stay performing. And listen, pills don't work for everybody. Maybe they stopped working or the side effects weren't worth it. Men's Pro Knoxville builds a plan around you. Your consultation is just $99. That includes your blood work, medical consult, and if advised, a test dose. Results? They got an in-house lab, so you'll know where you stand in minutes, not days. So let me ask you, when was the last time you couldn't perform? And how did that make you feel? You deserve better. Call 865-544-8220 or go to menspronknoxville.com today. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Hey there, everybody. My name is Linda, and TalkSports is my favorite radio show because them boys give me what I need. They don't pull any punches. They tell it like it is, and they're so funny. John's voice is sexy, and Cody reminds me so much of my late brother Donnie. It just warms my heart. Listen from 7 to 10 every weekday here on FANRUN Radio.
Drums, please.
Just a little something to break the monotony of all that hardcore dance that has gotten to be a
Ryan writes in, says that Radar looks like 800 yards and 8 touchdowns out of the box. It does seem like they're starting to grow a little hype for Darius Jackson, the 4-star wide receiver out of Memphis, which I got to say, I don't know if it's because he's actually done anything or if it's just because everyone realized he goes by Radar Jackson. And that's a pretty cool name. But he's another one of those guys that should get a chance to make an impact. Tennessee's got a really talented freshman class at wide receiver coming in, and you really hope that one of them can pop. Like, that's the goal. Because I asked you, Cody, what you grade the offense last year, and you gave it a B-/C+. What would you grade the wide receivers?
Oh, not great. Not great. C-.
C-?
C- for the receivers, yeah. You had a couple of moments here and there, like obviously we just talked about Brazel. He had a couple big pass plays. I recall the Oklahoma game, the Vanderbilt game, but few and far between.
I will say that every time a video gets posted where they're kind of running wide open and Nico misses them, it feels hard to be too harsh on them. But I don't want to also gaslight myself just off those misses. I don't think they were very good last year either. I think both parties struggled.
Yeah, I mean, that would the idea of a connection, a quarterback throwing the ball, the receiver catching the ball. Like, I don't know what blame you put where. Both weren't up to where we wanted them to be.
You said you think the defense could even take a step forward. That would be nice.
I mean, it feels a little bold considering some of the guys you lost on the defense, but I really like what we're bringing back too. I think there's depth on that D line. And I think Arian Carter, man, that's a huge piece.
You talked about that with the defense, but like the offense to me is still it's the main thing. The main thing needs to go back to being Josh Heupel's main thing. I like having a really good defense. I don't know if I need it to be an A or an A minus if the offense can get back to where it needs to be. Now, I don't know if there is automatically a give and take, a pull here. Now, I do know that like the faster Tennessee goes and the quicker they score points, the more the defense has to be on the field, so it will kind of impact them there. I think the defense got aided last year because of sometimes Tennessee had nice long drives where they ran the ball. Now, granted, they also got hurt because they were on the field a lot because there was also a lot of damn 3 and outs. If we're going to go 3 and out, if we're going to be on the field only for 3, 4, 5 plays, I'd rather those be touchdown drives versus, hey, here's 1 first down and a punt. Hey, here's a fumble. Hey, here's another punt. But like the wide receivers, to me, a C minus feels fair, I guess. The hope is that you now have some talent and some explosion. The good news is I think you have it on the roster. The bad news is I think it's all kind of unproven. Of course it is. But even unproven in the sense of like it's all like freshmen or guys that played defense last year if you want to throw Boo Carter into the mix. Like, do I think Boo Carter could have some wiggle if he gets the ball? Do I think he could have some explosion and make some big plays? Sure. But, like, it ain't like he's ever played wide receiver in college. Neither has Radar Jackson. Neither has Travis Smith Jr. Both those guys freshmen. Both those guys look the part. They got the explosiveness. Can they actually get on the field and make some type of impact?
Braylon Staley, another one.
He's a red shirt at least, though, that, like, got into the game against Ohio State. We've at least seen him play college football.
Yeah.
Now, not a lot. Not a lot. He's a tier below Mike Matthews in terms of reps, but both of those guys pretty much unseen last year. Mike Matthews didn't get a lot of reps, didn't get a lot of catches.
There's only one guy that would be proven as you define it. I mean, Chris Brazzell, he's the only upperclassman in that group. Otherwise, you're looking at 3 freshmen, one of them a red shirt, and then Mike Matthews is a sophomore. So,
do you consider Brazzell to be proven?
Given what we've got, yeah. Like he's not a senior, he's a junior, but he played last year,
right?
So, yeah, I consider him to be. I think you kind of know what you got with him. I think he's the leader of your receiver group coming into the year.
Oh, you're not wrong.
I mean, in terms of guys who've been around.
He had
that's all I mean. He's not necessarily the best one.
He had 330 yards last year. So, like, I know what you mean in terms of him just being the elder statesman, but, like, I can't call him proven.
Well, I don't expect him to be the best guy. I mean, hopefully you've got one of these guys takes off, one of these talented freshmen or somebody has a breakout year.
It could be him. I mean, he had 700 yards at Tulane, and people were excited to get him here. But it kind of ties back into what I said earlier about Joey and about these other players. Like, you got to show to people, and then, probably on an introspective level, you got to show yourself that you can play at an SEC level. And I guess it's cool to do it at other conferences. Like, it's cool Joey Aguilar threw for a bunch of yards at App State 2 years ago. Like, that's cool. It's better than not having ever done it in college at all. It's cool that Chris Brazzell had 700 yards at Tulane. It's better than not having any yards at all. but like you got to get to the SEC and prove it to me before I actually like buy it. You know what I mean? Like, and Brazel had 300 yards last year, but I got to be honest, man. I don't know if I remember really any of the moments except against Alabama, the throw you were talking about, the catch you were talking about.
Was it Thornton that caught the Oklahoma ball?
Yeah, and then took it. Yeah,
and then
caught the slant and ran away.
The long pass against Vandy, was that Thornton or Brazel? I got him confused a lot.
Brazel, he had 54 yards against Vandy, but a long of 21. So that was not
Wouldn't have been him then. No. So that was, I guess that was Thornton.
No, yeah.
The hope is that it's Mike Matthews, that you get what you paid for. I mean, he was the 5-star. The hope for me is that he has the breakout year. With the freshmen, I mean, Travis Smith Jr., that's a name you've heard. And this Radar Jackson, people are excited about him.
Again, it might just be because he's got a cool name and looks cool. But, I mean, he was a top 300 player. I mean, a wide receiver out of Memphis. So, I mean, he's got skills. He's people were wanting him.
It's a position group that's going to be fairly young. You also got the transfer, too, from Alabama.
Yeah, I don't think anybody really expects him to actually be
not going to do much.
Not a factor this year from everything I've gathered. Now, look, that's the thing about fall camp starting this week is that you'll have some names pop and you'll have some people that come back even from the last 2 months. Last 3 months since the orange and white game in April, you'll have people show up that look different, that have taken strides, that have gotten better. Like that is the exciting thing about fall camp. You'll have some names emerge, but no, the Amari Jefferson, I don't think people expect him to be much of a guy this year, at least off the bat.
Don't forget Kitzelman. I mean, I know he's a tight end, but he should help you out in the pass game.
Well, no, 2 of the tight ends are 2 of the guys you have the most confidence in, at least me, when it comes to Kitzelman and even Ethan Davis. Like, I think Ethan Davis showed he can be a pass catcher for you. He showed he can play at least a little bit. If you're saying that about Chris Brazel, like I feel kind of similar about Ethan Davis there.
Mm-hmm.
Bubba, you got something to say?
I was going to say with Kitzelman, he's recovering from a torn pec, right?
Yeah, but they didn't expect that to like cost him any.
Because that's like what, like almost a 6-month injury, roughly. I'm trying to think like the only one I can think of is Cody Rhodes, but that's wrestling and not football.
They didn't expect him to miss any valuable time.
Okay. By valuable, do they mean Syracuse?
From what I've gathered, yes. That they didn't expect him to miss like any game action.
Okay.
But looking at the wide receiver depth, like, yeah, it just there's not a lot proven, man. You ain't got a lot of returning production, which could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. You know, if you're glass half full, you say, hey, you could have said the same thing about the secondary last year, and the secondary took a huge step forward. And was really, one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, Tennessee went 10-2 and all of a sudden had a top defense. Like Jermod McCoy and Ricky Gibson being, basically stars. One's a superstar. One's a really, really, really good SEC player.
Just 4 weeks from today. Well, it'll be game week. We'll be talking about Syracuse.
Last year, our leading receiver didn't crack 700 yards. Bubba, Cody, what do you think our leading receiver gets this year?
Well, you hope for a 1,000-yard receiver.
I mean, if you have a 1,000-yard receiver, yeah, I mean that's an awesome season in college, especially. There aren't too many 1,000-yard receivers running around college football, I don't feel like.
No, I mean, I'll go, I don't know, 800, hopefully.
Yeah.
850.
And it'll be?
Brazel.
You think he's going to be our leading receiver?
That's who I put my money on right now.
Okay. Bubba, yards and player?
So I'm going to say it's going to be 2 players, both around 750.
Okay.
One's going to be Mike Matthews.
Okay.
And the other's Brazel.
Okay.
Staley's going to have at least 500 yards, though.
Well, if you give me 8, 8, and 5, I think everyone runs to the bank with that, right? Everyone runs and cashes that in.
That sounds like a fun offense again.
You didn't have anybody with 800 last year. If you tell me you get 2 with 800, hell, 5 pretty much would have put you right there smack dab second on the team. And that's without adding anything from Kitzelman or Davis or any of the other wide receivers. So, yeah. I mean, 8, 8, and 5 would be great, Bubba. That'd be fantastic.
A man can dream. Because last year it looked like, well, yeah, as you mentioned, Deontay Thornton. Did he have 6'6", and then Brew McCoy had 472. So maybe those numbers are a little far-fetched.
Well, the offense wasn't great last year, Bubba. That's what we talked about. The wide receivers weren't great last year, and the quarterback play wasn't explosive last year.
It all starts up front.
The offensive
see how
line,
the O-line is, see if they can block.
Look, the offensive line, I know Bubba's worried about it. I mean, Bubba's been sitting there tossing and turning at night. How do you fix the offensive line? We lost Dane Davis and John Campbell at right tackle. Oh, we got a freshman playing there. How are we going to be able to survive? Cooper Mays, fat sophomore, out of shape Lance Hurd. Cody's like, continuity. We need continuity. These guys are all different.
That is an important piece. You got to have chemistry.
Sam Pendleton, he didn't go to Tennessee last year. Neither did Wendell Moe.
I don't think I expressed such agony over it. But
Well, Bubba did. Maybe I'm combining you two.
If the offensive line can block, this offense can go a long way.
If the offensive line can block and this quarterback can throw and these guys can catch,
and the running backs can,
the running backs will be fine. I don't even need to throw the running backs in there. The running backs will be fine. Just
if
hit
Star
the hole.
Thomas is truly a star,
just hit the damn hole.
If our defense can tackle,
just if the offensive line can block and give Joey time and he doesn't turn the ball over, it can actually throw against SEC defenses. And any of our young guys can actually get open. Chris Brazel remembers that he's supposed to be good. That was a guy that we freaked out about in the transfer portal. Remember we were following the Chris Brazel. We got to get him. Oh, he's so good at Tulane. Oh, yes, this is going to be great. We get him for 2 years too, as if he was an NFL flight risk. He comes here and gets 300 damn yards last year.
Wasn't all his fault.
Oh, Dane Davis.
You got to have a wise man once told me football comes down to 2 things: blocking and tackling. And if you can't do those 2 things, it don't matter what your quarterbacks and receivers are doing. Well, hell, look at the Cincinnati Bengals last year.
Well, also, though, if you can only block and tackle, but you can't throw or catch, you ain't going to do much good either. So I don't know if I agree with that wise man.
Look at the Cincinnati Bengals last year.
If your running back can't
example.
run and your quarterback can't throw and your wide receivers can't catch, you can have the best tackling defensive backs in the world. If they can't cover, you're cooked there too.
Yeah, but I think if you can block at a really exceptional level, you can make those holes a little easier. As long as you got a D1 level athlete at running back.
I mean, was this a Arkansas high school football coach who told you this?
It was, yeah.
Well, that's probably all you have to do at Arkansas high school.
Well, he was a very successful coach.
Well, that very successful compared to other Arkansas high school football coaches.
Yeah, I mean, it's a much lower level than SEC football, but it's still the fundamentals of the game.
Well, yeah, it's Arkansas high school football, I imagine, could worry about just the fundamentals of the game. We're playing high level football here. You got to get a little bit deeper than just block and tackle.
Well, I'm not saying that those things don't help, but I'm talking about the basics of the game. You got to have those 2 things. If you don't have those 2 things, you don't have anything.
Tennessee once had a offensive line that all went to the NFL. Quarterback, protecting like Matt Sims, and the offense didn't look very good.
But I'm looking at the flip side. If you don't have those things, you have no chance of being.
Oh,
good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. If you're trying to go 6-6, you got to have an offensive line. For sure.
I would like to formally take back those wide receiver numbers.
Okay.
I'm saying it'll now probably be like 650 Mike Matthews, like 472 for Brazel, and then maybe like 318 for
Now
Staley.
that doesn't fire me up at all, Bubba. The 885 got me going. It got my motor running.
Yeah, there's also gonna
650, 400, and 317. Might as well have made it 316.
Austin.
Word to Stone Cold. You just really threw some ice cubes into my pot I was trying to get boiling and simmering for fall camp.
They're going to melt even faster.
I'll be honest, Bub, I didn't understand what you just said there, but I don't care enough to ask you to repeat it. So let's go to break. Last call on the other side.
You're listening to FanRun Radio, the sports humans.
Only 3 homestands remaining to see your Knoxville Smokies play this season. And next week is full of celebrations, starting with free hot dog night on Tuesday. All the hot dogs you can eat all night long. And if you're still hungry, we've got all you can eat Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday with half off draft beers. Then on Friday, we honor one of the founding members of the Negro Southern League, the Knoxville Giants. On Saturday, we're continuing the fight against breast cancer by painting the park pink. And on Sunday is Cocoa Melon Day. Grab your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
Airlines have just reduced their prices even more. Book 30 days in advance and save big.
Want the absolute lowest prices on your airline tickets? Then call the Low Cost Airlines Travel Hotline right now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. The only way to access our low rates and save up to 70% is to call. Save hundreds on your vacation tickets by calling right now. You can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. 800-631-1754. That's 800-631-1754.
Yeehaw! I've been hooting and hollering ever since I started betting with the VIP Play app. VIP Play has more than 200 leagues, every bet type you can imagine, live betting and live hosts, all with 24/7 support from real live people when you need them. Start betting better with the VIP Play app today.
Don't be a better, be a better with VIP Play today.
Download VIP Play today or head to VIPPlayApp.com. Make sure you use the promo code FANRUN to take advantage of their welcome bonus and so they know that we sent you. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-8899-789. Must be 21 or older and located in Tennessee to bet.
A brand built in Tennessee and born from the love of the game. Inward Half revolutionizes golfing comfort. Crafted by a former pro and dedicated enthusiast just like you, our luxury performance wear guarantees you stay cool and comfortable through every swing and every day. We're not just a brand. We've set out to create a lifestyle for those who understand that impeccable style and premium performance are a hole-in-one. Enjoy the walk-in with Inward Half.
The Drive with Russell Smith. Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6.
Join us weekday afternoons here on FanRun Radio. We'll be discussing all the latest Tennessee football, basketball, and baseball news with expert analysis from special guests along with your phone calls. It's The Drive, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6, right here on FanRun Radio.
Flagship station for Tennessee fans. This is FanRun Radio, Knoxville.
FanRunRadio.com. FanRunRadio.com.
Read our stories at FanRunRadio.com.
FanRunRadio.com.
Last call here on the program. Bubba, Josh wants to know in the YouTube chat how your softball championship went. We never heard an update. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh, God, 2 thumbs down. Oh, no. He doesn't even want to come to the microphone. He's working on the video.
It was an event that happened. It was not the championship, apparently. They pulled the reverse card when we got there, and they said, hey, how would you guys actually feel about playing 3 games outside, for tonight, for the championship? And we said, oh, wait a minute. And then we proceeded to get run rolled after the first 3 innings. So then we went home and we said, wow, good thing fall ball starts in like 3 weeks. Now it starts in probably like 2.5 weeks.
So you got run rolled?
Yeah.
As the long and short of that story. You got blown out in the championship.
Yep.
It's all right. I told you, second place ain't nothing to be upset about.
Wasn't even that. I think they
well, then it wasn't the championship. Were you in the consolation bracket, Bubba?
I think the thing is we thought it was going to be the championship, and then they said, no, actually we'll play a couple more games, but we're going to introduce another side of the bracket too that never popped up, Whenever we were looking at the bracket, it only showed us and like this other team.
Oh.
And we were just looking at that apparently, but I guess they had a big old expanded bracket that nobody else saw.
You finished like 6th. Never mind.
Like 4th.
Yeah, okay. So you didn't get a medal.
I don't want to. I would refuse that.
Did you get a ribbon?
No.
The idea of refusing anything besides gold is dumb. I mean,
you would accept a medal or a ribbon for a county men's softball?
Plenty of people in the Olympics get very, very moved to tears when they finish the silver medal.
It's not Knox County men's softball league.
That's just you're not an Olympic level athlete. So I
could be.
No, you couldn't. There's no world where you're an Olympic level athlete. There's no world. And I'm sorry, there's no world that I'm an Olympic level athlete either. So I'm not saying that from meanness. It's just,
I could have been.
Yeah, the sadness is you probably could have been. You're just too lazy and uninspired to reach your potential.
I definitely could have made it in powerlifting. I could have got there. I got the right body for it.
They probably would have kicked you out for steroid use, so I don't think you'd have been able to do it.
Calling me too lazy is real rich coming from you.
How's that?
Because I was a varsity athlete. You didn't finish your career. Checkmate.
No.
Oh, I quit in 8th grade because the coach didn't like me.
I never said
You're
that.
one of those guys.
I never said that at all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nope. I quit in the 8th grade.
Yeah, me and the coach just didn't get along.
Nope. Wasn't the case at all.
I didn't make it to varsity ball.
What wasn't the case at all? Was more like I knew I was never going to play college football, so I figured, no point.
That's no reason not to play.
It was for me. I was like, I'm good. Thought I'm going to go to the
missed
pros.
Out on a lot of brotherhood.
Hearing your stories, I'm glad I wasn't in the locker room for all that sexual assault and weird things, or thinking back 13 years ago to, oh man, if I just would have tried something different, we could have won state. Oh, if the coaches would have put the other quarterback in, we could have maybe won state.
You know what it comes down to?
We didn't have a quarterback.
You know what it comes down to, Bubba? This guy never had the makings of a varsity athlete.
Oh.
Varsity athlete in rural Arkansas.
In what, Arkansas?
Rural Arkansas.
It's a tough word, isn't it?
Royal or rural?
Rural Arkansas. And again, you're talking about how you could have been an Olympic athlete. So I was talking about you being lazy and untapped there.
I mean, I was kind of joking, but yeah, powerlifting. Yeah. If there was one thing I could have done, would have been that.
Why didn't you do it?
I had other priorities.
Too lazy. Like I said, Bubba, what did we miss?
College. Had to go get 2 degrees.
Oh, this guy says he beat your ass. He was the team that beat your ass in softball. That's who.
The run rule.
Yeah, that's who's commenting here. Oh, he set you up. Well, I know because we were the team that beat them. Ha ha ha!
His team plays on the weekends. They play in other communities too. Good for them. I'm glad we had that extra practice in.
Oh,
we don't even practice. We just show up there sometimes.
Play in other communities.
Now don't.
Yeah, I'm going to call them out for that.
Don't.
Sounds like they're serious.
They're going to play on the weekends too.
Sounds like they're more motivated than you guys.
Good for them.
Don't do the whole we just show up because you were pretty fired up. You were talking about how you guys.
Well, yeah, I mean, I care enough to show up every week, but also we're not going to go out there and practice again.
Maybe you should.
We show up there. We drink a little bit in the parking lot beforehand. Maybe sometimes.
Maybe you should have practiced together.
Nah, we made it as far as we did, the way we did, and we'll keep doing it that way. I mean, but his team.
And I don't think you can snarl your nose up at when I told you congrats on second. See, because you tried to represent yourself as a championship or bust mentality. Now you're like, oh, we're just happy to be there. We just want to get drunk in the parking lot. You're telling two stories, Bubba. They're coming out both sides of your mouth.
I don't think I'm telling any story at all. I'm just saying words. It's up to you to interpret them.
That is usually the case with you.
You know what they say, Bubba. If
good for his team, though. I hope they won it all because they were clearly the best team.
Keep talking.
They could hit home runs, they could hit singles, they could do everything they wanted to. So I'm glad it paid off for them.
What do we miss, Bubba?
Well, we missed Hulk.
Softball win.
A silver medal and a bronze medal. I was going to say
we missed Hulk Hogan passing away last week. And the aftermath is that WWE canceled their late night with Tony Hinchcliffe, the man who does the roast, who tried to do the Tom Brady roast, and it was kind of awkward.
Wait, they canceled that because Hulk Hogan died?
Most likely.
What?
Didn't want to blur the lines too much there.
You didn't like Tony's Tom Brady roast? I thought it was pretty funny.
It was okay.
I thought he did a fine job. Thought he was the story of the roast other than Nikki Glazer.
We had a Memphis defensive back, Talk Rael, allegedly sharing the playbook with UTSA's Owen McCown.
Oh, yeah, that was a big one.
Owen McCown said, wait, I don't know what you're talking about here, guys. That's not real. That's fake.
Real quickly before we get out of here, a couple of recruiting updates. Savion Hyder has officially locked in his decision date, August 19th. Continues to be a Tennessee and Michigan battle. There is some positive buzz, though, for Tennessee. There is a little positive buzz there. Darius Gray, the 5-star offensive lineman, his commitment date's August 22nd. Salasi Moa, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right at all. The nation's number 2 athlete. His commitment day is set for July 31st. That's between Tennessee and Utah. So there's some dates kind of to watch for in recruiting. We'll talk more about it later on throughout the week. Under review coming up next. Bob Baskerville, Sam Beards.
It's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update, presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250 plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
Rangers complete the sweep of the Braves. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network morning update.
Get clean car happy all season long at Tidal Wave with exclusive membership discounts, giveaways, and more. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves for more information.
The Braves went deep in the heart of Texas and came away losers of all 3 games against the Texas Rangers. That culminated with the 8-1 loss on Sunday afternoon. Sean Murphy provided the only RBI for the Braves, a ground rule double in the second inning. Bryce Elder got knocked around again, 2 2/3, 6 hits, 8 earned runs, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. If you're looking for a bright spot from the 3-game set in Texas, it was Michael Harris II. He was 8 for 13